Hello everybody, welcome back to another evening of D&D. We are back for the Lost Kings of Adoris, the campaign that we started last Friday for the first episode. It's a little bit warm in here, but the air is now on. I've cranked it down, so it's going to get cooler. And yeah, we're going to entertain you with some fun things tonight. So real quick, we're going to go around the table, and I will read the recap from last episode, and then we will pop into the action. So we'll start right over here with our large friend.
I'm John, and I play Marcus, the large friend.
Mm-hmm. I'm Sarah, and I play Dandelion, the small friend.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Paul, and I play Rin, friend of no one.
Young master.
Friend of
I'm Autumn, and I play Twig.
I'm Mike, and I play Mr. Pigeon.
I'm not Lawrence, and I play Shay.
And I'm Don, the DM for this campaign. Let me pop open the recap. Last week's episode, the first of the Fading. Our story begins with a small carriage heading north through the Kingdom of Arbor to the small town of Lakemount just over the border in the Kingdom of Fjordane. Inside are three adventurers, Ren, Marcus, and Dandelion, having recently met by a twist of fate. They depart the caravan and speak with the guards before heading into Lakemount. They head to the small market circle in the center of town, having passed through the large stone bastions that line the border with Arbor from lake to lake on each side of town. They see a small well at the market center, a large wooden veranda covering it. The well appears old, but cared for. The platform on which the well now sits has marble pillars emblazoned with the symbol of the god Tyr. Marcus immediately moves towards it and kneels down to pray after helping Dandelion look inside the well. As he does, Dandelion points out a strange-looking clown and a large cat making their way through the market circus towards the local tavern and inn. Marcus and Ren are both confused, not sure why anyone would be dressed in that fashion. Two large men brush by the group, heading directly for the clown. They accuse the clown, Mr. Pigeon, and the cat, Twig, of ripping them off at the circus. The larger man drunkenly swings twice at Mr. Pigeon before connecting with a single light blow. Mr. Pigeon dances around, avoiding the punches. Marcus hurls his belongings to the ground and walks towards the man with his large mace. After a back and forth between the two, the head of the guard walks over, telling the two men that reasons like this are why they were suspended from the guard and to get back to cleaning, pointing in the direction of the guardhouse. He then looks to Marcus, eyeing him up and down sternly before yelling at a man named Shay that happens to be passing through. He tells Shay to check if the clown is injured and says that Marcus's leaves are wilted. He then says wilted leaf and spits on the ground at Marcus's feet before lightly limping back towards King's Crossing at the edge of town. The group chats briefly as Marcus tells them to ignore the comment. They spot a man inside the nearby inn, staring jaw-dropped through the window at them. He comes out and asks Marcus if he is who he thinks he is, then says he must be. He sees the pride in his eyes as he wears the armor of Marcus Shaw III. Marcus confirms that he is indeed the fourth, and the man invites all of them inside of the inn. They spot a glass on the floor, which the man cleans up, saying he dropped it due to shock of seeing that armor again. The man, Joseph Redgate, tells them that Marcus Shaw III saved his life when he was in the King's army, and that the man was a sort of father figure to him. He left upon Marcus Shaw III leaving the army and eventually named the inn the Silverleaf Inn after him. After getting them all a drink, he points them in the direction of the job board right outside and says if they need anything to just let him know and that they have rooms for tonight if they need them. As they finish their drinks, Twig demonstrates her abilities as a trapeze artist as Mr. Pigeon runs underneath her with a small glass as if to catch her in it if she fell. They leave, head to the job board, reading a few things, including about the Seeing Justice Festival to honor Tyr that evening. They head to the local farm owned by Josiah Flitter in order to assist him with the job of herding his cattle which had run off earlier. Josiah asks them for dirt and flowers to plant for the cows to eat at Marcus's suggestion. Inside the house, they follow him to get rope and find the house is filled with all kinds of fairly valuable trinkets, including a very large mirror. He tells them that they got them in Greymore from a man at the Nightingale Tavern that had heard about their collecting and spending habits. The group heads and collects the cows as Shay finds several interesting herbs at the edge of the fields, right at the edge of Plymfaire Bog, with danger signs saying not to go inside. He realizes one of the herbs is halfling weed, uncommon to be grown here, but is mildly valuable, acting as a very light sedative and mood relaxer. He takes some, along with some other herbs. The party heads back with the cows, and Josiah thanks them, telling them about the shadows that he sees at night in the bog and the fact that some bodies have been found there before with puncture marks in their necks from bog snakes. His wife, Mabel, confirms that she too sees these shadows. The party heads back to the bog, entering it, walking deeper and deeper in and away from Lake Mount. Dandelion catches a toad and names it Bog the Frog, the toad. They walk further in, hearing rustling in the distance and some far-off wolves howling and the growling of bears. They see a strange figure covered in vines standing at the edge of the tree line to the west. Dandelion yells hello as they walk towards it, and as they get closer it groans at them, and they realize it is not covered in vines, it is made of them. Another steps into view and attacks. The party dispatches them fairly quickly, suffering a few minor blows, but nothing serious. Shay collects some of the vines and they head further in, following booted footsteps that Marcus had found about a week old. They come to a large metal grated door in the ground, sealed with a large padlock. They walk back to the farm, Marcus making his path with indentations in the wood as Dandelion draws 2 eyes, turning the markings into a smiling face. They walk past Josiah and Mabel up on their porch as the sun sets. They walk into town just in time for the festival, stopping to speak with Joseph, who is serving food and drink. They also speak briefly with Val, a man that they had met earlier bringing fish to the inn for Joseph. He tells them that Fjordan used to have really terrible ale, and that they didn't have the farmland for it, mostly focusing on consumables and grains and things of that nature. He said the good ales came... Sorry, that is a typo. He said the good ales came from Arbor previously, before the swapping of land between the kingdoms about 23 years ago. As the festival begins, Lawkeeper Nolan steps to the center of the square, the fires lit in the small bowls around the well. A group of townsfolk surrounding the well, dressed in all manner of things, some with farm equipment, some with old tarnished swords. Nolan mentions that today is the day they celebrate Tyr and the Battle of Devil's Step. As he says this, everyone steps one step forward towards the crowd as several drums strike a single loud thump. And that is where we will pick up this week. So you hear Nolan at the center of the town, and I'm just going to start at the beginning of the speech again. Today we celebrate Tyr and the Battle of Devil's Step. And on a drum hit, everybody takes a step forward and yells, "Ha!" in unison. In the year 831, our brothers and sisters defended this very well, a crucial watering hole and small supply town for the Fjordanian armies. One of our former enemies thousands of years ago, tieflings, devil spawn, came over the bellowing peaks, attempting to claim Fjordanian land and make their mark against humankind in the Great War. Had the people of this small town, the former town of Wellwater, not risen to the occasion, we might have lost crucial Fjordanian land in this well. And the drum strikes once more, and the crowd yells, "Ha!" again as they take one further step forward. Farmers, bakers, fishermen, woodcutters, fathers, mothers, children. Everyone stood and held the line, side by side, brothers in arms with the few soldiers that happened to be passing through. Now I would love to say that they defended this place alone. That normal folk, non-soldiers, stood their ground against a small militia and drove the devil himself back over those mountains. Alone they were not. Our glorious Tyr was with us that day. As our ancestors stepped, chanting in unison, his holy warhammer appeared above them in the early evening sky. And the drum strikes once more and the crowd yells out, "Ha!" stepping forward again. On this day, thousands of years ago, the just and lawful god of Tyr aided us in our defense. And let it be known that we will honor him yearly on the 1st of Elaint, sword, shield, and farm equipment in hand, as his holy warhammer burns in our sky, blessing this town, keeping us all safe. The drum hits, and the crowd chants and steps forward once more as the flames in the bowls rise largely, just licking the top of the large veranda. Not enough to obviously light it on fire, but just touching it. Be just, be honorable, be lawful, and do good. And you watch as Nolan kneels down in prayer, and the crowd around him kneels as well. And they chant once more, and the drum strikes again. And you see above Nolan in the sky, above this well, a large white hot searing warhammer appears in the sky, casting an eerie, reflective fiery glow over the center of town. Let Tyr bless you all! And one last drum strike hits, and the flames go out. and people begin to clap in the crowd around you. And the flames in the bowl slightly go back up as the rest of the lanterns around the town begin to come back on, and people begin meandering around.
Was that a show?
Yeah, I would have kneeled down to pray. Like, with these people.
Sure. Yeah, you...
Obviously, I'm going to stay by her side in terms of
Absolutely.
my location in the town square, but as soon as those people kneel down, I'm kneeling down.
Yeah, absolutely. So you kneel down to pray with the rest of the group as this happens, and you, I assume, rise at the same time as everyone rises after that final strike of the drum and the rising of the flames.
I guess that was a show. Celebrating, I'm going to point to the tattoo on the right side of my chest. The scales?
Oh,
The symbol on the well. That's one of the gods here. Good man Tyr. I'm going to point at the warhammer in the sky.
is that him?
Yes, that is also him. I'm going to point at the warhammer on my right wrist.
Is it the same?
Yes. That is quite literally what I aim to do. Not be a warhammer in the sky,
Oh.
I'm sorry. When they talked about do good, things of that nature, that is my goal here in Lakemount.
That
and
sounds
with
like a
you.
good thing.
It is. I hope. I hope very much. But it was a good show. I learned a bit more about Devil's Step. But I'm happy that we were able to watch this. Yes. We'll clap with Dandelion. Just gong, gong, gong.
And real quick, I have a reminder for myself to have Ren, Dandelion, Marcus, and Twig describe themselves, since we did not do that last episode.
Very good.
If you guys would like to describe yourselves in whatever order.
I'm a very tall farming man. Very muscular. I'm wearing black plate mail that is very broken, but I only wear it from the waist down. I have a lot of tattoos on my arms and chest, as I have just indicated. I've got long, dark, braided hair and brown eyes. I'm a big farm boy.
In contrast, I am very,
Small.
very small. Not quite as short as like a halfling or a gnome, but definitely smaller than the average human. I have long, pointed ears and really like messy, wild blonde hair with like leaves and streaks of color and everything in it, little random braids and everything, and bright green. Green? Was it green? I think bright green eyes.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm medium size. Guess that's all three. Rin has long brown hair pulled back, light brown eyes. He's wearing a long sleeve white shirt and a blue vest over top, sleeveless. Brown pants and black boots. Across my waist I have a big black sash, and on the side it's held by a sword and a horn on my left side. Giant horn. Think Boromir's.
Very good.
Oh yes, and my glove on my left hand. Okay, it is a brown, and it has kind of almost looks like metallic, not screws, but like bolts in
Like
it.
rivets.
Yeah, rivets.
Right, and I'm a very large cat. Probably between like 6 foot, 7 foot. Like a gray and cream colored. Wearing a leotard that's like purple and oranges with a long dark purple cloak.
Cool.
That's it.
Very good.
Yeah, you are like as tall as Marcus, maybe even
Yep,
like a few
yep.
inches taller.
Very, very
Yeah, this is
big.
a large cat. Yeah, so all of you are standing around as people begin meandering around, and you can see all of these ceremonial old swords are being put back into the boxes as Nolan is just kind of pointing for people to do things. Joseph is off to your right, still, serving some people that are remaining wandering around and beginning to clean up for the evening.
I'm just gonna kind of watch from my perch.
Sure.
Shay had previously pointed.
Yeah, I'm gonna go towards Nolan.
Sure.
Dandelion,
Yes.
would you like to meet? I'm gonna point at Nolan. Nice. The law keeper.
Sure. Do you think he might know?
He might know something. Maybe we don't say exactly what it is. Maybe we ask as to whether or not anyone has found any valuable artifacts or trinkets in the surrounding area, or...
Well, I'm sure there's a lot of trinkets. I'm looking for a specific one, though.
Yes, we did see Josiah's house was filled with trinkets, but I don't know whether or not any other people in this town are quite so fortunate. I think it is best if we inquire with the lawman. Maybe he could offer us some insights or guidance.
That sounds like a good idea. I don't know what a lawman does, but
I think that you'll get a good inclination of what he does with how he speaks to me. It'll be fine. Yeah, lead
skip over.
Dandelion. Lead Dandelion over to Nolan.
Cool. The three of you doing anything? You following, staying back?
No, I guess I would help. I've been in this town for a while. I'd
Yeah.
be helping clean up.
Sure, absolutely. Two of you?
Probably follow.
Follow?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. You're going to follow Marcus and Dandelion. Ren, you see Marcus and Dandelion, Twig, and Mr. Pigeon begin walking towards the center of town from your perch.
Yep, I'll get off the perch and hop down and head towards where they're walking towards, which is
Sure.
Nolan.
Absolutely. All right. Just pull something up.
Yes.
how do you do that?
The best way to get him to stop is to beat him in a game of magic.
Like,
I will
Which
never
Paul
do
never
that.
did very often.
cast actual magic.
Oddly enough.
There you go. Utilize the coffee.
You remember the 1 or 2 times you managed to
Happy
do that?
this one. Just a little bit.
Yeah, so as you guys head over to the center of town, you see Shay walk and begin cleaning up some things with the rest of the townsfolk. Ren hops down and runs up to catch up with you. And you walk up, and I'll briefly describe Nolan again. Dark brown skin, appears to be in his 50s. He's got a long beard, dressed in lawman's clothes, nothing like super fancy, very like useful clothing. He has the Fjordanian crest emblazoned on his jacket, and he has a necklace with the god Tyr's symbol hanging from it.
The scales or the hammer?
It's the scales and then the warhammer and then the scales on top of it. It's the
Okay.
full thing. And then he has a large hawk on his shoulder, and you see his son mirrored, dressed very similar to how he is, just running around helping him. And yeah, he's just pointing up some people, and you walk behind him, and he turns and kind of looks at all of you. Yes, can I help you?
You were going to say something?
There's Dandelion's eyes are like huge, staring at this bird
Okay.
on his shoulder.
Now that you're closer and you can see him, you can see that his eyes have a very slight clouding over them.
You'll be fine. The bird will not bother you.
Big bird.
It is a very large bird. It's good to meet you, Nolan.
Yes, Nolan Sandow the second, and he reaches his hand out.
Yeah, I'll shake this man's hand if he's willing to shake my hand.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is a uncommon thing, and he is an older man.
He is, yes.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna shake his hand very, not forcefully, but some power to that wiggle.
Sure, absolutely.
Good to meet you.
Got a strong grip, son.
Thank you. My father saw to that. I'm gonna gesture to the 4 on my chest.
Oh.
Is that a sex thing?
Definitely a sex thing.
He adjusts his
Local
non-existent
farmers, I see. They've sent the new one in.
My apologies. You must be the boy of Marcus Shaw.
I am indeed. It is my time to serve. I am of age now, and I am here to see what I have been called to do.
Fair enough.
How fares Lakemount?
Fairly well. Not too many troubles come our way. Occasional crime here and there, but nothing too horrible. The normal things of a small town on the border of a... Well, you know how Arbor is, I take it.
Not very well, sir. I have stayed in Goldview my 18 years. I know only of the crime of the areas around Goldview. Little crime in such a small farming village.
Very sorry to hear that. Certainly your people don't deserve the troubles that you speak of.
No, they do not. Part of why I am en route to Greymore, to again ask for aid for the town.
Understandable. Don't know what the crown will be able to offer. It is over the border in the other kingdom, but if there's something they can do, I'm sure they will for you. Well, I don't know what their opinion of your father is. I know the guard's not too fond of him, at least the older ones. Served with him.
Yet you are not hostile to me, as others have been.
No, your father's a good man.
Indeed he is.
Helped
Did
us
you
out a few
serve with him?
times. I didn't know. I been the lawkeeper since I was young. My father was the lawkeeper before me, and his father before him.
Family trait, I see.
Indeed, my boy, and he just ruffles the boy's hair next to him. He'll be the lawkeeper after me, assuming things go well.
You said, how old is this child?
Approximately. He's 14.
14?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, how tall is he as a 14-year-old kid?
He's like 5'5".
Okay. Yeah, I'll kneel down slightly.
He's taller than me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm gonna kneel down slightly, and I'm just gonna, like, slowly place and push my fist into his chest.
Sure.
And just endearingly say, feel stronger than me already at 14?
I like to think so, but he just kind of like looks up at his father. Just struggles.
Just very all might in this little boy's face. Young Midoriya.
I have a lot to learn still. Ways to go.
Yes, I think even people like your father would know that learning never stops.
That's certainly right. It never does.
Yeah.
Can never, go through a week without learning something about somebody or
Something.
something. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, I'll stand back.
Sure.
My wonderful little friend here is as well new to the area.
Hello, Lawkeeper Nolan, and he crouches slightly and extends his hand towards you.
Yes, you want to take his hand in yours and
I'll grab his hand.
squeeze. Very good. A little up and down. Side to side. Wiggle. Roll your fingers. Fist. This is how law is done here.
Oh. This is law.
It is law. Whenever you meet a lawman, that is the handshake of the law keepers.
Make a deception.
I mean,
I'm gonna give you advantage
would,
because she has.
would she know
I guess
that
not.
I made this?
I guess not.
Because that's a dirty 20, Don. Reward me for my use.
My passive perception, or I guess my
Passive
passive
insight.
insight's 13. So.
Yeah, no, you believe it just outright. Nolan just kind of like awkwardly nods.
I'm just gonna wink at him, just like, she's very, she'll have fun with that.
Of course, he just lightly chuckles. Do you have Bog with you?
Yes.
Where is Bog?
On my
Bog's
head.
still on your head.
Yes.
The boy just kind of points at it. Like your frog. Just holds out his hands and picks him up and just kind of like looks into his eyes as Bog ribbits a little bit and snatches a fly out of the air next to him. He's very nice. What's his name?
His name is Bog.
Why Bog, if I might ask?
We found him in Plymfaire Bog.
Y'all went into Plymfaire Bog?
Oh, yes, we were assisting Josiah with the retrieval of some of his lost cattle, and there was some interesting herbs that your man Shay here in town acquired some of.
As you're cleaning up, you hear him mention your name nearby. If you want to walk over, you can.
No,
but-
I'm gonna keep cleaning up.
Okay, sure. Just figured I'd give you the opportunity.
Not entirely sure what the herbs are, but I'm assuming he can utilize them in additional poultices for the people in town.
Shay's a good man.
But we heard rumors of things inside Plymfaire, and Dandelion does enjoy exploration and finding new things. I'm just going to point at the frog, well, the toad.
Yeah, and the boy kind of like hands it back towards you.
Well, that is its home now.
All right, well, best to be careful out there. You're certainly right, there have been strange occurrences in the bog. We put those signs up mostly so kids don't go wandering, but...
So are there a lot of townspeople in the general, 5 to 10 foot area of
Yeah,
where I'm
there's a fair
talking to?
number of people still
Cool.
cleaning up and drinking and chatting. Yeah, there's a fair number. Not enough that, they're really not paying attention to this conversation.
Yeah, they're occupied with what they're doing.
Yeah, they're
That's
occupied with
fine.
this. There's enough people talking that you're kind of, drowned out for the most part.
Mhm. Yes, Josiah told us of bog goblins and bog snakes, as well as bodies being found with puncture marks in their necks.
I don't know anything about bog goblins. That might just be a Josiah thing. He's a bit of a strange one.
Strange how?
He says a lot of things. Does some strange things, if you catch my drift. And he just kind of lifts 2 fingers to his lips.
Pardon me?
He's a bit of a smoker, that one.
Is he
Alright.
on fire?
I don't know.
I didn't see any fire.
Is he?
He enjoys herbs.
Alright.
He tends to
Spiritual thing of?
for some, probably.
Alright.
Doesn't mean anybody harmed by it. I kind of leave him to his business. He does well for the town. He's taking care of his animals and grows our grains for our bakery. So I
Very good.
can't fault him. He's a good enough man. A bit of a late riser, but
Yes, we've heard.
yes, but he's a good man, all things considered.
While we were inside of the bog, we did find some strange creatures.
They weren't nice.
They were not. Dandelion attempted to make friends with them, but they were wriggling masses of vines. I've never seen such a thing in any of the areas near Goldview.
They attacked us.
They did. I'm gonna point to the bandages on my chest.
Sure.
Well, the cloth wrapping that is obviously stained with blood.
Sure, and
They
you
hurt
see the
Marcus.
hawk turn its head and look towards you. That's
It's gonna eat me?
no.
Sir, control your hawk.
I'm terribly sorry for that. I can't say I've heard of any creatures like that in our woods. It's true we did find 2 bodies with puncture marks in their necks. We assumed from snakes, but we never figured out what it was. The only weird occurrence that's been found in the bog is the little Tull girl that went missing about 4 years ago, Alice.
Tull?
Yeah, it's
Tull?
yeah, last name. Yeah.
Alice
I
Tull.
thought you said tall girl.
That's what
That's what I thought too.
It's like the tall. I'm like, pardon me?
The tall one.
They called her the Tull girl. She went missing 4 years ago in the bog.
Yeah, never found. We found one of her shoes about a mile in, but she liked to play with Josiah's cattle, and I think they ran off, and she followed them to the bog edge and went wandering inside,
How
chasing an
old?
animal or something.
How old was this girl?
She was 13.
13.
But, unfortunately, she wasn't found.
Is the family still here?
They are. They operate grains and loaves in town. The granary and bakery.
Do they have other children?
They don't, unfortunately. Not been blessed with another. I'm not sure they care to, but it's not my business.
Are they here this evening?
And just kind of looks around and you watch the hawk swivels with him. Don't see them. They must have tucked back to their home for the night.
Very
Perhaps
good.
speak with them in the morning if you wish to. They'll be at their shop.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. You mentioned that I don't know anything about these creatures in the bog. You mentioned you found other strange things in there.
Yes. Some kind of hole in the ground, covered with a padlocked grate. Looked down and could not see an end. But it was dark. And we had already been attacked by a pair of monsters. We thought it best to return.
As we don't make our way that far into the bog, though, but there used to be an old well in there before it flooded, back when it was Plymfaire Wood, but don't make our way in that far anymore.
And how long ago was this flood? Days.
2 hours.
You just missed it!
Just happened. Shit, he remembers.
Probably not.
It was 2 hours ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I was with you guys.
In the bog.
In the bog.
Finding the well.
While
If I
we're
remember, you remember.
Mm-hmm.
while we're talking,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna be like dancing around,
Very good.
and I'm gonna dance around the back side of Nolan.
Okay.
So I'm standing behind him as Marcus is talking to him.
Very good. Sorry, just 1 second.
Oh, dandelion.
No! As you're dancing around, you
Point
watch
blank.
the hawk head just kind of swivels and watches you.
Just the hawk head,
Yes.
not his head.
Nope.
The frog did it.
Yeah.
We have the excuse. You were mind controlled. A
The
hallucinogen.
frog had the knife the whole time.
Just put the knife in the frog's hand.
Just grab like some string and just tie it to the frog.
Flooded about 25 years ago.
And the woods became the bog then?
They did. Not sure what caused it, a massive influx of water, but it flooded most of the southern side of the forest. We used to
Was
have
it not a storm?
No, one of the rivers seemed to have changed course and storm giveth.
Far too much rain. Not a storm.
One of the rivers seems to have split off and run into the bog and flooded the majority of the southern half. The northern half supposedly is still clear. I've not made my way up there myself. That's more towards Greymore, but mostly the southern side that's affected. Where we used to have festivals in the wood, but when that happened, we built our fairground here. Couldn't do that anymore.
Well, I intend to return to the bog in the morning to attempt to find any information about this tall girl and see if I can see down into that hole anymore.
Much appreciate that. If you find anything, please let me know. I'd be willing to pay you for your troubles.
Well, of course. Proud to be here to serve.
Of course.
What part of town are we in?
You're in the center.
Is there anything, any like stacks of boxes or anything precarious?
Yeah, right behind you where the inn is, there's some boxes and things.
I'm going to climb on these boxes.
Okay. Yeah, you just kind of stand on the boxes and
Kinda
look
teeter.
over at everybody, yeah.
You're teetering?
Teetering, yeah.
Who are your companions?
Dandelion?
You have 3 others standing with you. Are they not your companions? My mistake.
Oh no, I'm friends I just made here in town. I mean,
Yeah, I'll step up and curtsy and say, I'm Twig. It's Mr. Pigeon.
With the
From
carnival, I
local
assume?
circus,
yes, they've
yeah.
been here longer than I have, sir.
They have. I have not seen the show yet, but assumed by the way you were dressed.
Me?
No, them, sorry.
Does this look like carnival attire to you?
Just the upper part. Just right.
I'm gonna beat the shit out of this man in the night.
I'm gonna jump off my stack of boxes.
Okay. Yeah, you hop off and kind of stamp to the ground as dust flies up a little bit, kind of reflecting off of the stuff. And you?
I'm Ren. I'll extend my hand. It's nice to meet
Wellkeeper
you.
Nolan. Very nice to meet you.
I have a question to ask you,
Sure.
if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
A personal one. And I'll pull out a piece of paper,
Sure.
one with the rubbings on it, and I'll show it to him. Have you ever seen these before?
Can't say I'm familiar with it. Where was that taken?
My father found it
Oh.
outside of my village where I was born.
Is that in Fjordain or?
No, it's just outside Valinor.
Can't say I'm familiar.
The south of here.
Sure. You might be able to find something in Greymore in the archives. That's probably your best chance for history and any knowledge that we might have. Your best chance is there.
Sure. I also have another more official request of you.
Sure.
I am an emissary of the Kingdom of Valinor, and I would like to know who I may speak to establish trade between our kingdoms.
Absolutely. You'll want to speak to the Crown in Greymore. One of the dukes will probably handle your request. Pass it along to the king himself, I would imagine.
Thank you. Do you have a name?
Yes.
Someone I should ask for specifically?
Sure.
Duke Ellington.
Duke Wellington.
Ooh.
No. You could ask for the High Duke of Greymore, Roland Wright. Wright.
Thank you.
Roland, right?
And I'll put my hand over my chest and bow. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Can I help any of the rest of you with anything?
Your man Josiah had many trinkets, and my friend Dandelion is looking for one herself.
It's true.
They do like to shop in Greymore. Several large markets up there. What are you looking
holding
for
up the
specifically?
picture?
No,
Okay, when you went like that,
I
okay,
was jumping off my box.
okay, box.
He didn't react when I like jumped off this box or anything, did he?
No, not really.
Did the boy?
Yeah, he just kind of like lightly clapped,
We
and
found
he's
our
just kind of
end.
like bouncing a little bit.
Maybe you should say hello to the boy. Remember, he is not a lawkeeper, though. Different handshake. This one.
Please.
Hand out. Grip.
Yeah,
Turn.
he sticks his hand out.
Up. Back. over, fist, in, out.
As his hand's just kind of like twisting as you do this, and he just kind of looks a little bit confused.
That's where she's from.
That's fun.
Yes, it is.
And he
See?
he like semi-replicates a
Yes.
sort of. It's not quite right.
Yeah,
but,
sure. I don't
yeah.
look at the father and say, fun games for the children.
Yeah, and he smiles at you and nods. Much appreciated.
Of course.
He's a good boy, and he ruffles him on the head again.
Dandelion, though, is looking for a trinket, and you said something of archives in Greymore?
Yes, the archives. It's a large library in Greymore, where they do most of the record keeping.
I think that might be our best bet for you.
If you're looking for trinkets specifically, there's several large markets in Greymore as well. It's a fairly large city, but there is a shopping quarter.
Shopping.
Yes. Coins.
I'm going to look for fineries in there.
I'm kidding. That's how you commit theft in the eyes of the law. Your tithe is paid.
And you just walk off into the night.
I just look at Nolan and wink. Games for the children. Have a good one. I'm here to serve. Well, I shall look for you tomorrow after I make my journey into the bog to investigate.
Yes, if I'm not out in the town, I'll be in my offices, and he points to a large office that says Lawkeeper on it.
Very good. Yeah, I'll extend my hand.
He extends his again. Very nice to meet you.
I shake his hand regularly.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'll bid him good night. And
You'll have a wonderful evening. He steps
usual.
back and continues cleaning.
yes. Are you all right?
Just stare at my hands.
Oh, you're a lady. Those are between a man and a woman handshake. I, as a younger man towards a lawman of respect and a potential lawman myself someday, we have to do a more traditional, simple handshake.
There are so many greetings.
There are. It is a very complicated world.
Can't wait for like episode 40 when she has a secret handshake
Right.
for every type of human.
You said you wanted a notebook, Sarah. I'll give you a notebook filled with handshakes.
You walk up to a tavern keeper and just grab his hand with both hands and start twisting his
And he knows.
He
It's,
does it.
the chosen child! What did I do?
You've started a ritual.
Right. Oh, you're bound to me now.
And that's how I got kidnapped.
Right? That's fine. It's a plot hook. Push her out into town square. Whoa, I lost her.
It's just like Deadpool. Go.
Pretty much. Yeah, I mean, the two of you, do you sleep in your circus? Is that...
Yeah, we
I
have.
assume so.
Yeah, you have sleep.
To say, I believe I do.
That was the plan.
You just stand in the town center
You stand
like a
on
fucking statue in the night.
1 foot on either side of the well, just
Oh, the
crack
crack
until it all
the
night.
crack of dawn, he just crawls. Mr. Pigeon is awake.
I believe it.
He coos.
That.
See it in his eyes.
Just both sickles outstretched in pigeon noises.
Oh my god, you're a sundial. It's amazing.
Yes, you do have tents over in your circus. Yeah.
Well, Dandelion and I will be staying in the Silverleaf Tavern.
Yes.
We will. As will Bog. I'm sure that he'll get a room.
I think he has money.
I hope so.
He just rivets on top of your head.
I think that's a yes.
I don't know how to speak frog.
We can learn. I'm sure we can learn. But in the morning, I do intend to return to the bog once more to try to find... unfortunately, I don't imagine I'll see any sight of this girl that's been missing for 4 years, but that hole in the ground that was locked, I do intend to open that. I'm gonna tap the head of my maul.
Is 4 years a very long time?
It is. I am only 4 years older than that boy. Oh. I drank a lot of milk like Mr. Pigeon. I'm sure that the sleeves hide the muscles. He probably is
jacked as
Yeah, he's probably stronger than I am.
Yeah, those puffy sleeves, they're not puffy.
The pants are actually full.
Skin tight. You're like press 540.
Mr. Pigeon very strong as well.
Yes, I believe so.
Flex.
See? He is indeed quite powerful. But if you two would like to again accompany me into the bog, I would appreciate your assistance. Your show is at night?
Yes.
Their show's at night?
Yeah, at sundown, same as this.
I will make sure that we are back here in time for your performances. Are you ready for to turn in? Oh, go to sleep. You do sleep? You sleep, it's fine.
Genuinely not sure.
Features.
It would be.
Sleeping.
Well, it seems like I sleep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say you do.
Well, good night, friends, and thank you again for your help today.
I'll curtsy at them.
Mm-hmm.
We'll meet you in the morning.
Yeah.
Here or there. Whoever
Oh.
wakes up first.
We'll probably order breakfast with Joseph if you would like to come have breakfast with us. Ready, Dandelion?
Yes.
Off to bed.
All right,
Head over towards the tavern.
sure. Are you going with them?
I'm going to hang back and observe the architecture of the town.
Sure. Shay?
When I see them start to disperse, I'll head toward the tavern.
Sure. So you're walking to catch up with them? Sure. So I'll resolve what you're doing first. So yeah, you're looking at the architecture of the town.
Yeah, like what it's made of, what everything looks like, the building types.
Sure. Yeah, it's mostly, simple wood and stone buildings. There's not really anything fancy. The fanciest thing in town is the marble that kind of lines this well with the symbols of Tyr in it. The rest of them are very, simple, like wood shingle roofs and there's a few like thatch roof buildings, but it's very simplistic. It's not high class or anything. It's functional essentially. Nothing too fancy.
After I'm finished, I'll head to the tavern.
Sure. Yeah, so we'll say that only takes you a few minutes to do so, but we'll start this first and then have you walk in. So the two of you walk into the inn, and you see Joseph behind it, and Shay, you enter just behind them.
Turning in for the evening?
Yes, I wanted to make sure that Dandelion gets tucked in and Bog is cared for, and you said that you wanted to discuss something with me?
Yes, I should probably get these herbs back to my shop.
Yes, I can.
But if you wouldn't mind stopping by.
Your shop?
Yes.
What is it called?
It's called...
Shop.
Words. It's called Shop Place.
Not Lawrence's.
Not Lawrence's shop.
Not
apothecary.
Florence's apothecary shop. I know it's in here somewhere. Just don't remember where we put it.
I have it as well if you want.
I mean, if you have it, the Mender's Grove.
Yes.
There we go. Yes, I'd be happy to stop by. I can see you quite shortly.
Very well. I'm gonna turn and head out.
Sure. Yes, you head back to your towards your shop.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Joseph. A room for us, sir?
Absolutely. One room, two rooms?
I think one would be better.
Sure.
Do you have a room with 2 beds?
Absolutely, we do.
Yes, please.
Sure. And as you're chatting, Rin, you walk in behind them. He crouches down and pulls a key from behind the thing. It's a big brass key, and he hands it to you.
Thank you, Joseph.
You're welcome. Just up the stairs on the lift.
Ready? Very good. Joseph,
Mm-hmm.
locks only from the outside, yes?
It does, yes.
Very good. Ready?
Only from the outside.
Good night.
That's not how.
Go to sleep.
I
Good
mean,
night.
that's not Dandelion's business, but it's Sarah. What?
Child luck.
Yeah,
I'm
take
not a child.
Dandelion up to
Probably.
our room. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna take her upstairs.
Sure.
Open the door and step inside and ferry.
Sure.
You're very tired, yes? It's been a long day.
I'm just gonna flop down on the bed.
Wonderful.
Bog just kind of like puffs up a little bit and then, lets the air out of him just as if yawning.
Is there like a
Like a
basin?
balloon.
Like a balloon yawn. Is there like a wash?
Oh my God, Bob! Come back to me!
Is there like a wash basin?
Yeah.
Put some water in it and put Bog. Just in like
Little film of
a
water.
little film of water.
Yeah, he just kind of sits on the bottom of it happily.
Give him a leaf from my head.
Sure. Are you putting it on him like a blanket?
Just like a
Tuck him
small,
in.
like right on top of his
Yeah, he just
large
slowly
toad
like
head.
puffs happily as you put this leaf on his head as he sits in this water.
Perhaps he could sing you to sleep?
I don't think he sings.
You could ask.
Ribbits loudly again.
You could ask.
Do you sing? I don't think he sings.
Ribbits again.
He just makes that noise.
Maybe that is singing to him.
Does he make any other?
I mean, he makes like a very like low sounding thing. As they're kind of like breathing in and out. It's
I just imagine
Yeah.
like the toad sound.
oh no, yeah, just like a
Good
warble.
bed.
Yeah, pretty much just like a warbling.
I will be back shortly, though. I have to check in with our friend Shay. Good night.
Shay is the witch.
Yes, the witch.
Yes.
The witch is going to give me a present for you, so as long as you stay in bed and don't leave the room, I'll make sure I bring something lovely back for you. Promise? You have promises where you're from, yes? Do you not want to make a promise?
No.
All right. Well, sweet dreams. You do dream, yes? Pictures in your head?
Yes.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can-
Sure.
all
Yes.
right,
yes.
Head
I don't-
pictures.
Have
I don't-
have good head pictures. I'll see you shortly. I'm gonna step out and lock the door.
Sure. Rin, you walk in and you see your friends ascending up the staircase, and Joseph's just kind of wiping down the tavern for the evening.
Joseph,
Yes,
might I trouble you for a room?
absolutely. And he bends down, picks up a key. One bed, all right?
Sure.
Sure.
Thank you. How much?
Oh, it's covered. You're with Marcus.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, for the evening, your rooms are on me. It's the least I can do for the son of an old friend.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And it's where?
It's up the stairs, second room on the left.
Thank you.
You're
Have a
very
good
welcome.
night.
You as well.
Go upstairs.
Sure. You walk up and you see the door closing for the forest door on the left as Marcus and Dandelion walk into that room, and you walk into your second room. It's a pretty simple room. There's like a small candle burning on a bedside table. There's a small like wash bucket in the corner.
Is there a table? Is there a table? Or, yeah, there is.
Yeah, there's a
Okay.
small table you can sit at. Yeah.
I'm just gonna pull out my parchment and, to my best of my ability, start drawing where I've come from and where I am.
Sure. Yeah, you start mapping out things.
Mhm.
Cool. Dandelion.
Is there a window?
Yes.
What is outside the window?
So you're looking out into the town square.
Is it the second floor?
It is.
There's no like balcony or anything.
There's not. No.
Rin's in the room right next to ours, right?
Yes. You don't know that, but
Yeah.
yes.
Lean out over his window. Hang from his window.
Yes. Is there any kind of, like, means of climbing?
I mean, yeah, there's like some wooden lips that you could grab if you really wanted to climb out the window.
I want to test how difficult that would be.
Sure. Yeah, so you hear the door click and you immediately walk over to the window and look at it. And you push the frame, or you push it open. It's not a sliding window. It's you push it open and you lean out and look out. You can see a light coming from the room to your right.
How far away is the window?
How far away is the next window?
Yes.
It's probably like 10, 15 feet away.
Cool, I'm gonna use my mage hand to open the window.
Okay. Yeah, so your windows flip open inward.
You kind of cover them with papers. Just kind of look at the window. Do I hear a ooh?
Gotta hit her with it.
You hear some sounds. You hear an owl outside.
I gotta poke my head out a little bit, just look around.
You see the face of your friend Rin.
Hello? Did you do that?
Do what?
Open my window?
Oh yeah, that was me.
Why?
Wanted to.
Okay. You have a good night. Just gonna slowly.
Yeah, Dandelion's just kind of like smiling mischievously, just looking right at you as you just slowly pull back into the
It's
window.
the face of a killer.
Just gonna slowly close the window too.
My mage hand is just gonna appear and just.
Yeah, it's just waving, kind of lightly tapping on the glass, and then it vanishes.
It is a skeletal hand. Usually, yeah. Right? Click that shit.
A spectral.
Oh, spectral, not
Yeah.
skeletal. Damn.
Yeah,
It's like a
just about to say,
blue
what?
glowing hand.
Yeah. Just gonna look at it and wave at it like instinctively, and then
And it
Oh,
just
yes,
kind of
hello,
taps
hand.
on the glass a little bit, and then puffs away.
I'm gonna go to bed now.
Okay.
sit back down and continue what I was
sketching.
doing.
Sure. The two of you, you're heading back to your tent. Is there anything you want to do on the way, or if you want to speak privately in your tent before going to sleep, I can kick everyone out.
Exercise those vocal cords, Mike.
Like,
Yeah, no, I think we're good to just go to bed.
okay, sure.
So wander back and
Yeah, I'll like grab him by the hand and kind of drag him with me.
I will not allow that. I will pull my hand away.
So you're being dragged, is what I.
Sure you don't need any
gather.
privacy.
Cool. Yes, you pull away and I you go into your own tent.
Drag through a town square.
Yeah, you walk back through the town square and you make your way back to the circus to your tents. Everybody seems to have turned in for the night. You see the light on in Madame Macabre's tent as it usually is at night. And then you're just going to sleep. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Shay, is there anything you want to do prior to the conversation?
I mean, I just would have started putting the herb away.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta stow that.
Yeah.
Gotta hide the herb.
Gotta stash that herb, as it were.
Yeah, so you begin putting the stuff away, and if
Stashing
everybody stashing,
you.
and if everybody but
Goodbye.
Shay and Marcus can leave momentarily, I will summon you with the flashing of the lights.
Bam. Bam. Bam.
Okay, so you walk outside and you hear a mild commotion above you as you see a mage hand waving at Rin's window as Dandelion kind of leans out and then pulls
Oh,
back
so
in.
we're towards like the front of the building then?
Yes. Mhm.
Oh, okay. All right.
You make your way through the town square, and you do you know where his shop is?
Nope.
Okay, so you look at the buildings in the town
Yeah, it's
square
not.
proper.
It's not large.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
would walk around the town square for a few
Sure.
moments and.
It is not in the town square.
Cool. I'm gonna look around with my non-dark vision eyes.
Yeah, you see.
Are there any buildings around the perimeter of the town that are lit currently?
You would have a light on. Yeah, so you see by the front gate over by the fence line of the fairground is one building off far in the distance.
Also, to clarify, I would have left my backpack with the other upper half of my armor there,
Sure.
but my maul stays strapped.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool.
Gotta stay strapped.
I gotta stay strapped, man. You never know when justice needs to be delivered in the dead of night. Yeah, so I'll make my way over towards this and try to make sure that I can see that there's some kind of sign or indication that this is the correct building.
Yeah, so you make your way down through the rest of the center of the town, walking past the buildings. You walk back towards the center gate that you had come in through a couple trees that are planted decoratively, and you do see a small sign hanging on the building that says the Mender's Grove.
Very good. Yeah, I will approach
Sure.
the building and I will on the door.
Sure. You hear a light
Should
knock.
be unlocked.
Thank you. Well, open the door and step inside. Close the door behind me.
So as he steps in, I would be just like placing things on shelves with my back toward the door.
Sure.
It's quite lovely in here.
Thank you. Don't really have a place to sit out here.
That's fine.
We could step into the back room. There's a couple of chairs, if you'd like.
Sure. Spent most of my life standing in field, so standing is no bother, but suppose a seat would be nice.
Very well. I'll lead him into the back room.
Absolutely.
And,
Absolutely gonna
offer
follow.
the large man a seat.
Yeah. Well, let's sit down.
Cool. Yeah, you see, it's fairly simple, setup. There's a lot of shelves and things around the shop. A table kind of in the center for preparations of things. But yeah, there's a couple chairs as well.
See that you got the girl off to bed.
Yes. Dandelion can be a bit of a handful.
I had noticed.
Yes. Quite endearing, but very chaotic.
She is a family member, or
No, found her on the road on my way here.
found her on the road.
Indeed. She, bumbling about looking for something for a friend of hers and could not leave an innocent creature by the wayside and offered to assist.
Just awfully kind of you.
She's, not local and does not know much of this place.
Yes. Well, it does seem that those of us that are local, pardon my forwardness, but know something of your lineage.
Yes, my father?
Yes, I've heard a little about town. A man who has quite a contradictory reputation.
He was disgraced, yes. Shunned for a decision he made in disobedience to the post he was given.
And you carry this weight.
Yes, it is a weight in its own right. Goldview, a poor farming town, but very pertinent with the fields of grace, the golden wheat fields my people farmed and maintained. But we sit at a bit of a dangerous juncture in the world by the bellowing peaks, and my father attempted to get military guard posted for a pacifist people and was rebuked many times. And chose instead to guard it himself.
And this was the
I'm gonna
decision.
I'm gonna gesture to like the lower half of my body to the armor. Yes. Disgraced and shunned.
And thus the wilted leaf.
Yes, indeed. He was, as Joseph has said, known as the Silver Leaf. I'm gonna pull the silver right gauntlet of Torm from my pocket. This is the only piece of the armor that was not disgraced. He was able to keep the sanctuary's good deeds of Torm. Sacrifice.
They did not know of that piece, or they allowed this
They allowed that. Not good to disgrace a holy symbol.
symbol for
Yes.
the god.
Yes.
I noticed the adornments.
Yeah. I'll point to the one on the right side of my sternum first, which is the scales and the warhammer that is the symbol of Tyr. That's on the well. Tyr represents justice, lawfulness.
Very accustomed to Tyr in this town.
Yes, was not aware, but it makes me feel a bit more settled, I guess.
Yes.
The spitting is still something I suppose I'll have to get used to. Gesture to the large Roman numeral 4 family tie.
You bear the same name as your father?
Yes, fourth in the line. Fourth to serve. And then on my collarbone, above that, in the outline of the plate, it says the rose to liberate the hand. And as I read that aloud, I will gesture towards the silver gauntlet covering over a rose and grains of wheat. Torm guarding Shantia, the Earth Mother, the goddess of my mother's family in Goldview. Farmers. Well, the sacrifice made to keep those people safe that my father made. I believed it was appropriate for me to remember that.
How long have you had these?
Few years now, maybe 2, 3. Since I was old enough to begin accompanying my father, not in combat, but in, suppose you could say, some of the explorations that he needed to be able to find what was going on in areas outside of Goldview.
And he passed this armor to you,
Yes.
and he taught you to wield that?
Yes. My father's maul.
Yes. The symbolism of Tyr is not lost on me.
Yes.
What sort of leaf do you expect that you will be?
I am still growing. My father always told me to cull weak, sick leaves before they wilted, knowing that they posed a risk for infection, for disease, for malignancy. Better to cut off wickedness before it blooms.
Yes.
Again, a lesson that my mother's people instilled in me. An oath I've taken in my father's name, and I'll point above and the areas around the 4 on the left side. It says balance, courage, nature, duty, ordinances of my oath.
An honorable oath. That?
Yes, serving 3 gods is no small feat.
Do they always get along?
For the most part, Shantia is a bit more understanding of the unruly natures of things like dandelion, knowing that there is good in the natural way of things, Torm asks me to be courageous and understanding and protect those, and Tyr requires that I serve to balance those two
Yes.
between myself and the world outside of me.
And so you will be a scale of judgment then.
Yes, I would like to assist the people here in Lake Mount with managing whatever issues they might have, and then escort Dandelion safely to Greymore and attempt to have her find the lost trinket from her family member.
If I might be so forward, the name of your father being as conflicted as it is, many good deeds I hear of, and yet something of a betrayal.
Pariah of sorts, indeed.
Pariah, yes. I worry that you might follow too closely in those footsteps. That, as one still growing, perhaps you could yet be a leaf that's worth culling, as you said.
Perhaps. I do not aim to be, but nor did my father, and I believe that the duty that he undertook to protect Goldview was outside the law, but within the realm of Tyr and Torm, and something that the people of Fjordain lost sight of. A tragic misstep in their judgment of him. My father was not wrong to leave.
Even against the law.
Even against the law. Sometimes there are things that are more difficult to balance than simple choices.
Indeed. I would say that that is true. Perhaps I could show you my own weight. And Shay will sit back in his chair. And he has violet eyes. You've been sitting fairly close to him. And you'll see his violet eyes kind of bleed all of their color out. And go like a pupilless white. And his face will shift. He'll lose a little bit of his weight. And he'll kind of bleed most of his color out as well. And his hair will shorten up. And there's a bit more androgynous figure sitting before you. Entirely gray and pale, with silver hair and flat white eyes. I ask only that you would give me a reason not to let the blade call you. What is your mission?
Forgive me, sir. Are you unwell?
I am unwell in my own way. This is perhaps not something you're used to. My people bear this burden, a balancing in the realms.
Balance of what nature?
It depends on the one purchasing the balance. I myself have liberated myself of this cycle, and seek rather to balance more thoroughly and with less bias than once I performed.
So you were a sellsword of sorts?
You could say that. Unfortunately, I was not able to sell the sword so much as be wielded.
On behalf of
An unfortunate family.
not your own family?
Not my own, no. I don't really know them personally.
And you chose to liberate yourself, yes?
Yes.
Why?
I was tired of being that blade. It's not a task that I wish to participate in. I find that perhaps I tipped the scales far too far to one side. Perhaps they need to be rebalanced.
For the greater good?
For the greater good, indeed.
I am tired of being the leaf that has already been culled unjustly, and I would like to, I suppose, plant myself, not separate from my father, but reclaim
What
that-
once was.
that honor as a good man. My father sought only to protect innocent people, and did so justly for over 20 years, saved the lives of many farmers.
And you will be a protector then.
Yes, I'm here to protect Dandelion, and I am here to find out who burned Goldview to the ground.
Burned Goldview.
Yes. I was sent out by the Council of Goldview to seek assistance from the capital in Arbor, and was rebuked once more. Fjordain having shunned my father for his disservice, his disloyalty, his decision to abandon his post to protect the innocent. We didn't anticipate them being very welcoming of me. And as I returned from Arbor, I found Goldview in flames, and my mother and father dead in the fields.
I'm sorry. Did not know. When
Okay.
was this?
Only a few days. They are at peace. They have been buried. I saw to that. And whatever forces culled them will in turn be culled and their earth salted.
A balanced scale.
Yes, some leaves do not deserve to be replanted.
Understandable. Perhaps we could come to some sort of arrangement, you and I. You see, I am weary of the culling. I think I still need some time to cultivate, and you have a leaf that needs to be planted and cultivated.
Indeed.
And you are yet on the path of culling.
Indeed.
Perhaps you can cull in my stead, and I can cultivate in yours.
As long as it is not for the duty of any family, as long as it is solely an oath made between brothers,
Indeed.
as long as it is an oath owed to the people,
Indeed. To the wheel.
yes. Unfortunately, I think it has been turning against the will of the people for far too long, and my people died for it.
Then, together we can correct this wheel.
It can be balanced still. As long as some of the pieces are removed as needed, and better pieces put in place.
The rot cold from the wounds that it has created.
Yes, and the sick leaves burned where they need be.
Of course. Seems agreeable to me.
Indeed.
Seems that you are perhaps something that your father was not even.
What do you mean?
I think perhaps your honor may go even beyond his.
Based on how he was treated in the last years of his life, what should have been a humble and wealthy retirement was instead filled with labor, wounds, and banishment, and then a cruel death, undeserving of a good man.
Indeed.
But I know he rests now in the arms of Torm and Tyr, welcomed as a warrior, and that I seek only to have that same welcome someday.
Yes. Yes.
Shay?
June.
June.
Shay, when the others are present, preferably.
Understood. Magic?
Heritage. I'll shift back to Shay.
Sure.
But the eyes stay.
The white.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think your people deserve a fate better than what you've been given.
I know that they do.
I think that will be one of the wheels that we will realign.
I imagine that will be a difficult task. Perhaps we could start with wherever it is that you're heading.
Yes.
If you have been complacent in my balancing for the last several years, in atonement for the previous years.
And I appreciate your help, and I will do my best to cultivate you in return.
Balance for balance.
Yes.
I'll extend my hand.
Literally was going to say the same thing. Simultaneously extend arms. Shake hands, and yeah.
And turn, wiggle, wiggle, fist in, fist out.
Shake it all about.
I must make sure that Dandelion has not escaped. She was leaning out the window as I left.
Yes, well that's probably for the best.
Probably going to be the hardest task I bear in my life. Keeping that girl safe and alive.
And when we see each other in the morning, I will be
Shay.
Shay. Yes,
Yes. Quiet. Understood.
indeed.
Good night, Shay.
It has been a pleasure.
Yes, it has. Yeah, we'll step out and head back towards the tavern, and then I'll go tuck in.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna call them back.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna call them back?
Call them. Welcome back.
So I killed him.
He's dead.
All right.
F's in the chat.
Had to happen.
I'm a revenant now.
No.
I've returned stronger. Strike me down.
It was a deal, really.
It was a gift.
Unlimited power. Yeah, so you make your way back to the tavern. You've been sketching your maps this entire time. Is there anything else you'd like to do before you tuck in for the night?
No.
Okay. The two of you are sleeping. I assume you're going to sleep after that as well. Dandelion, what have you been doing?
You monster.
What have you been up to?
So,
Just
just
in Dandelion Town.
just at one point during this, how long was this Marcus gone?
About that long.
Yeah, probably
Like
about
half an hour.
Yeah, probably
Okay.
about 5 minutes. Yeah.
So like
Committed like 3 murders.
after enough time had
Four.
passed from me opening the window, just real quick before I actually went to bed,
Sure.
I probably would have cast Silent Image
Oh god.
and just had
Okay.
Nolan's hawk just right outside
Of
Bryn's
his-
window,
Yeah.
just with its head just like spinning.
So you see a hawk
exorcism?
land on the little,
like an owl.
the little like wooden
But
it's
jut
like-
out of the window, and it lands on that, and just the head just starts spinning around.
Does
slowly.
it look like a real hawk, or does it look? Is it like?
How does that spell work? Is he able to make like an int check or something against it?
Yeah, they can use an action to determine it's an illusion with a successful investigation check.
Make an investigation check.
Last 2 lines.
15.
Yeah, you can tell it's not
Okay.
real.
Yeah, you can tell it's an illusion.
I'm gonna open the window.
Yep.
I'm just gonna.
Nothing happens.
Yeah, your hands go through it.
I'm just gonna look at your window. Can I help you?
Still leaning out, waving.
Do I have to be able to see it actually? It doesn't say a spot
No.
within range.
No, I don't
No.
think so.
Once you cast it, you can leave the original casting range, and it
Yeah.
still exists as long as your concentration maintains.
So do I see you?
Yeah, I'm probably watching.
Yeah, you see Rin kind of like wave his arms through this illusion.
It'll turn when you look at me. It'll just morph into like a balloon and just float away.
Yeah, it morphs into a balloon and just slowly floats up into the sky.
And then it'll just once it gets close to the range, it'll just pop. And I'm gonna go to bed now.
Just gonna shrug. What's my window?
Sure. And then you're tucking in for the night. You're tucking in for the night.
Curl up in like a.
Are there like curtains that I can
Yeah.
just?
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah,
Just gonna
absolutely.
do that.
Yeah, you draw the curtains. Marcus, you make your way back to the tavern. Joseph is no longer there. He's gone to bed.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna go back upstairs,
Sure.
unlock the door, walk in, and immediately walk right over to Dandelion's bed and just look down.
Curled up. Depending on how long it's been.
Like half an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably be asleep by now.
Sure.
Uh-huh.
Should I be concerned? You're gonna stab me?
Chaos must be balanced. We have spoken. No, I'll go to bed and make sure she's asleep.
Sure. Yeah, so you lay down. Are you leaving your armor on?
No, I'll take my pants off.
Is that what you wanted to hear, Don?
I'll take the lower half
I
of
mean-
my... I'll just gesture at the 4. I have served. The first of many.
Yeah, so you doff your armor. And,
Yeah, I'll put everything in the corner by my bed.
Sure. You go to
Go
sleep.
sleep.
You guys have a restful sleep. We'll have the two of you awakening first, as you have to make your way over to the tavern to join the rest of the party. If you'd like to talk or do anything in the morning, I assume Twig will have come to your tent and probably disturbed you.
Harassed you out of bed.
And like,
Yeah. Yes, you get shaken out of
Startled
out of a
awake.
dead sleep.
And yeah, I guess we'll get up and said we're meeting breakfast.
you at the tavern.
Yeah, so I'll slowly get up and gather my things and follow the big cat.
Sure. You guys are making your way over to the inn?
To the, yeah.
Okay. Shay? Same. Sure. Cool. Yeah, the three of you awaken in your rooms to the smell of breakfast being prepared a floor below you.
Mm-hmm. Good morning, Dandelion.
Good morning.
How was your evening after I left?
It was good.
Did you have a good rest? Did you have fun leaning out the window?
He did see as he was leaving.
Yes.
Good. As long as you're safe, fun is good. As long as you're safe and others are safe. Were others safe?
Probably.
Probably. That's good enough for now.
I didn't do anything bad.
Did you do anything good? Did you like tuck a little old lady in and sing her to sleep,
No.
or you didn't?
I said hi to Rin.
Did you visit his room?
No.
Did you knock on the walls?
No, I opened his window.
That's why you were leaning out the window.
Yes.
To say hello to Rin.
Mhm.
Did he say hello back?
Kind of.
Did he seem displeased that you said hello?
Yes.
Did you only say hello, nothing else? Did you ask him how he is, or if he enjoyed the show?
No, I didn't do those things.
All right.
I should have done those things.
Well, next time, not learning. It's fine. I'll have to teach you the handshake between you and a young master. That one will be particularly difficult to remember. It's very intricate. I'm sure he knows it, though.
You would have to.
Of course he would. He's a young master.
Yes. I did also.
It's customary to do it before every meal. As a thank you to the food.
Thank you to the food.
That sounds silly.
It is very silly, but young masters are typically quite silly people. As I'm sure you've seen all too well.
I did an illusion for him too, but I don't think he liked it.
What illusion did you do?
You know the lawmaker's bird.
The honk?
Yes. I made that,
All right. That's
but
very
like an
nice.
owl.
So you just made an owl?
No. No, it didn't look like
How
an
did
owl.
you make a hawk like an owl?
You know how owls' heads do the thing?
Do the thing.
Yeah.
Like,
when they no, and I'll turn my head, but
the twist.
yes,
You summoned a hawk and then made the head spin around?
it wasn't a real hawk.
You made an illusion of a hawk and then made the head spin around?
Yep.
And he was displeased?
He didn't seem to like it very much.
Maybe you shouldn't shake his hand then. I don't know if he's fitting. We'll in time. We'll see. If he proves himself worthy, you may give him a hand.
Rin just spontaneously gets a headache in the next room.
Give him my hand, and I'll summon my mage hand.
Quite like maybe you
That's
could
why I
even
opened
do
the
the
window.
handshakes with your. Oh, that's quite clever. But
Yeah.
maybe you could even do the handshakes with your mage hand.
That's a good idea. I could do
And
it
then
from
this
far
way,
away.
if you meet anyone else with a mage hand, they could also do the handshake
That's
back.
probably a different handshake.
The mage handshake.
The mage handshakes.
That's probably like a whole like.
We'll see. We'll have to experiment with that
Yeah.
and take some notes. I'm quite hungry though.
Mhm.
Are you?
Yes, I'm sure.
I'm sure people are probably waiting for us and we should get downstairs.
Probably. Is
Uh,
Bog still there?
Yes.
put on the lower half of my armor and pick up my backpack and my mole.
Sure. Rin?
I'm gonna get dressed, get
Okay.
all my things together, head downstairs.
Sure. Yeah,
Towards
you
the
make
smell of breakfast.
Sure. Yeah, you make your way downstairs as your friends also depart their room and make their way down the stairs. As you reach the lobby of this inn, Twig, Mr. Pigeon, and Shay meander their way in as well.
Mm-hmm. Joseph in here?
He is, yes. He's at the front lobby. Good morning, all. Can I get you some breakfast?
Good morning.
A morning milk, perhaps?
I also nod.
Tea, please.
Tea? Drinks for the rest of you, and I'll prepare your food after.
Would you like tea again?
Yes, please.
2 teas for us as well, please.
3 teas for you.
Milk?
Sure. For the 2 of you.
I'll have a water. He will also have a milk.
Okay, sure.
Breakfast, Mr. Pigeon. What's your favorite?
He just nods and kind of, "I'll just be a moment." He walks
Please.
back into the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
You guys want to talk for a minute while he's preparing those? Feel free.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning. How was your rest?
Filling. Satisfying.
You alright?
I was wondering the handshakes, but no one else has done the handshakes.
It's a lot to remember.
Yes.
Customs in town. I'm sure that the circus has handshakes.
I'll just curtsy.
Yes. See?
Mr. Pigeon does look like a man that knows a handshake.
Do you know any special handshakes, Mr. Pigeon? See, those are 2 very good ones. Those are ones you can do on your own. You have a dress and you can...
My mage hand will also appear and shake.
Those are good handshakes for you to remember.
Joseph walks back out as you're just waving your hands in the air.
Yes,
Oh.
you could greet Joseph.
He just sets he just sets the tray down and just kind of like awkwardly looks at you and good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, and he doles out the things. He puts a tea and a glass of milk in front of Mr. Pigeon. He sets out the teas in front of the 3 of you. You had a glass of milk and water for you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what can I get you started with as far as food goes?
Do you have any mushrooms?
Yes, of course. Would you like them cooked, uncooked?
Uncooked?
Okay, sure.
Do you not cook food?
I don't know.
Cooked, please.
Sure.
Maybe some eggs as well for her,
Sure.
and I'll have the same.
All right.
They are not halfling mushrooms, no?
No, and he just chuckles to himself. No.
All right, good.
Yes, we get them in on the... we get those shipped in from the farms out west.
All right, good.
Yes.
We'll be fine.
Do halflings have different mushrooms?
That sounds good, actually. I'll have that.
Sure, absolutely.
Yes, they do.
Oh.
For you?
Could I get 4 eggs scrambled?
Sure, absolutely.
Do you have any fish?
We do, yes.
I'll take that.
Sure.
Whatever you have. Do you want fish as well? Mr. Pigeon will have fish too.
Sure, absolutely.
Fish and milk?
Fish.
Fish and tea
Oh my
with milk.
It's a bad breakfast.
I'll have the tuna and a glass of milk. What the fuck is wrong with you?
What?
Get out of my tavern!
Have you seen them?
Iced milk.
Gotta put the ice cubes in. Oh, take the ice from the frozen fish. Put it right in the milk.
I was gonna say even
Just
worse.
immediately vomit.
You get a separate like bowl of ice cubes, and one by one just lift them and put them into the milk. Make it even really bad.
I think the ice somehow makes the milk and the fish more... It makes the milk worse, but more tolerable as a side for fish.
Yes. I don't know, man. I don't think you can save milk plus fish.
Put a fish head in my glass of iced milk.
Just let it float and bob.
The sweet
Good
circus
old
breakfast.
fish milk.
I don't know, would a tabaxi like that? It sounds...
I mean, possibly, actually. That seems like the ideal tabaxi
Yeah.
meal.
Yeah, it's fitting.
Yeah.
But
So
you haven't had any milk yet.
Mm-hmm.
You've just been buying it.
Those are
Lactose
treats.
intolerant.
yeah.
The saddest tabaxi, the lactose intolerant one.
Actually, most cats are lactose intolerant.
Oh no.
Milk is bad for cats.
Oh no. Babe.
Don't do it.
Mhm.
Yeah, so about 10-15 minutes go by, and Joseph walks out with your food and hands it out to you. If you need anything else, just holler.
Thank you. No, do not holler. We don't need anything.
Well, enjoy.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Steps back and goes back into the kitchen to prepare more food for the day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Eat my mushrooms.
Yep. Egg time.
Eat delicious breakfast.
How are these eggs
Egg time.
prepared?
They're like over easy.
With like the yolk and everything?
Yeah.
Stab the...
Yeah, you stab the yolk and it just over the top of the eggs.
Satisfying.
Yes.
Yours are scrambled, of course, as requested.
Mm-hmm.
Just a big plate of scrambled eggs.
Yours are over easy. this isn't a
over easy.
special order.
It's over easy and then cut into little triangles.
Oh.
No, it's scrambled. As requested.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put the mushrooms in the yolk.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if I can eat each egg without breaking the yolk.
Sure, make a dexterity check.
I accept. It's 14.
Yeah, I'll say you get like 3 out of the 4 of them. The last one cracks as you're lifting it to your mouth and kind of spills over the plate. But yeah, for the most part, you get you get them all to your mouth without breaking it. Are you using like a fork, or are you just like trying to gently like lift them?
Do I have a fork?
Yeah.
No, I'm using a fork.
Okay. I wasn't sure if what you wanted to do. Yeah,
You just
no,
fold
you
Yeah, from the
white
sides.
over.
That's probably
Circus man.
Yeah, no, you get 3 out of the 4 up there without breaking the yolk.
Well, all of you are fine with returning to the bog.
I think Bog might be ready to go home.
Perhaps he might have a family that he is missing. We did kind of frog nap him,
Yes.
but it's been a good night with him.
Vacation.
Yes. Maybe you could be a home away from home for Bog, the frog, the toad. And be good to see if he's got any small frog toads, children.
Some frog toads.
Yes. Could deliver them some mushrooms. They
Oh.
might like those.
I think they eat bugs.
Oh,
That's what he's been eating all night.
I take it we're returning to the bog to investigate the grate that you found.
yes, that padlocked hole in the ground. Yes, my father and I found not holes like that in the ground, but other systems in use by bandits in the forests outside of Goldview. And I am concerned that there might be some kind of criminal presence, potentially, inside of the bog, and would like to make sure that it does not affect Goldview, or Lakemount, or any of the surrounding areas.
Perhaps I could acquire more plant samples while we're out investigating.
Yes,
Unless the bog goblins got them.
unless the bog goblins got them. That would be bad news.
It's a very good point.
Probably good news for the bog goblins, though.
Not if we have to.
It depends on what the bog goblin's agenda is.
Yes.
They might just be collecting herbs, too.
Perhaps.
They might, and then we can just tell them to leave.
And
mean, they
perhaps
live
I
in the
could
bog,
hire them
then.
to work at the shop.
We could also hire the bog goblins.
I
Little,
think it would be rude to tell them to leave if they live in the bog.
well, if they're harming people,
If they work in the shop, would they be shop goblins?
shop goblins. Yes, that sounds better than bog goblins. They'd be helping people,
Probably much nicer as shop goblins.
probably. We can see. Try to be friendly and have a conversation with them. Do you speak goblin?
No.
That might be a problem.
Maybe ask them from a bit further away this time.
All right. If we don't speak goblin, we'll figure it out when we cross that bridge.
Maybe they speak common?
Maybe.
I speak some other languages.
Do you speak something close to Goblin?
Bog?
Do you speak Bog?
I speak Sylvan.
I don't know what that is.
Is that like Bog?
Possibly.
I don't know what bog sounds like, so maybe a dialect.
A dialect of Sylvan?
Mhm.
Sylvan Bog.
Bog Sylvan.
Bog Sylvan. Sounds like a musician.
It's my stage name.
Don't tell them.
Tell no one.
Do you speak anything other than this language in Sylvan?
Also Elvish.
It's good I
I've
know
heard
that,
that one before.
I do know that one.
And I'm not gonna say the other one because I don't think
Sure.
we that might change. That one might change
Okay.
because we were going to discuss that and haven't. I forgot.
Hmm?
I'm gonna
A few
lean.
languages.
I'm gonna lean over the table, look at Mr. Pigeon. Does that come off? I'm just gonna point at your face.
His face.
I don't think anyone's face.
Does yours come off?
It's a very strange question at
Slowly
breakfast.
reach
very
across and
unique.
try to poke your face.
I will poke your face.
Okay.
It's a very weird exchange.
That's a handshake.
It's a handshake.
That's
yes.
a handshake, see? Between clowns.
Got him.
Is there not paint on your face?
Is there paint on his finger?
It is paint.
Yeah, I
Is
would
it
say-
like fresh paint?
Oh
Like you
yeah, I was
reapplied
actually
it?
gonna say when you mentioned it, I probably
Sure.
would address in the morning. I would be
Sure.
I would redo
Is it
it
like,
before.
is it
I
like
left.
Yeah,
grease
Yeah.
paint?
What is it?
So like a grease paint?
Yes. No, grease paint stays wet, right? It would just be like performance paint.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's more makeup than paint
Yes,
almost.
yeah.
So yeah, you get like a little like white powder on your hands.
So it does. I'll kind of hit your finger away if you're still poking on your face. Do you have to put more on, or? Oh.
I'll go through my sleeves and pull out some powder and try to rub it on your face.
No. I don't want any. Thank you, though. I was just wondering.
Is that how he gets rid of the color?
Probably. Do you do that to your clothes as well? No? Okay.
They're not like orange under that.
No, there's no powder on his pants. Which is good. He would be very easy to track. If he just
I just
constantly...
leave powder everywhere.
He said he had some tricks up his sleeves. I guess there was also that.
Powder? Yes. Yes.
How much do you keep up there?
You just like shake
Anything
your
else?
arms and-
I'll try to pull a balloon out.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll pull a balloon out and start blowing it up.
What color's the balloon?
That's a great question. What colors do balloons come in?
That's up to
Does
you.
it not
That's
matter?
up to you.
Yeah. I guess it'd probably be red.
No,
Go with it.
yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Classic.
that's what I was hoping.
Yeah. It's gotta be.
Pennywise.
Oh.
Impressive. It's just like a regular balloon,
Yeah, this one would. Yeah.
not like a noodle balloon.
No, I might have those, but no.
You
no,
definitely
No.
do.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will allow that for sure.
Okay.
100%.
Add it to the inventory.
Yeah, no, this is a regular balloon though.
It's just a single orb red
Is it already
balloon.
blown up?
Yeah,
I blew
he
it up.
blew it
Oh,
up,
you
yeah.
blew it up.
I didn't pull it out. Blow it up.
Yeah, just out of the sleeve.
A magician too.
Perhaps our young friend would.
Yeah, I'll tie it. And,
Thank
I mean,
you.
it doesn't have helium in it, so I guess it just falls.
Sad.
I'll just use my
I'll
name.
say that
Hand
it
and
can
elevate
float.
it.
I think
Okay.
that's fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sure. Floats then.
There's some type of property on it that
Sure.
allows them to float.
I'm gonna tie it around Bog.
Oh god.
Goodbye, Bog.
Mistake immediately.
And he's an astronaut.
And I think it's gonna be a long, long time.
rocket bog.
I'll say that he's like just heavy enough to kind of hover and not go down
he is
enough.
floating.
He's just kind of floating
He's hovering.
at eye
He's
level.
a thick
yeah.
enough boy.
Yeah, so it's kind of just enough to keep him balanced. He dips a little bit and goes back up as he inhales and exhales air out of himself, and ribbits as he just kind of floats lightly above your heads.
I'll keep a mage hand on the string
Okay.
just, so he doesn't, just in case.
Sure.
He's just the like little bag of sand that holds the balloon. Except it's a toad. Named Bog the Frog.
As you guys are sitting there, Joseph walks out. Rin, right?
Yep.
You had a package from Grains and Loaves. You're an emissary, apparently. They wanted to give you a sample of their wares, and he hands over like a wrapped up thing, the little note.
Thank you.
You're welcome. They dropped it off this morning for you. Nolan's request.
Appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
Just gonna start to open it.
Yeah, you open it up and you can see that it's several small rolls and different styles of breads. Just little sample bits of different things.
Just gonna start eating them.
Yeah, it's very good. It's
Not
very
gonna
well
finish
made.
it. Just eat some of them.
Yeah, they're simple-ish in nature, but they're very good. And the note just says, for the emissary heading to Greymoor, enjoy our loaves, Letitia and Tom Tull.
Enjoy our loaves. Definitely not a sex thing.
Hashtag
Except when it is.
never.
I'm sorry. Could you say the names again?
Letitia and Tom Tull.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy our loaves. to the emissary. Enjoy our loaves.
Delicious. It's great to be a young master.
Oh my god.
Own it. Work it.
Right? Enjoy our buns. So good. Wink wonk.
Signed with a kiss.
Right?
As well with Val's
Just
fish.
Tom.
yeah, so Tom. Yeah, you see the lipstick and you're like, oh, and you unfold the rest of it.
Tom Toll XOXOXO.
Oh my god.
Our operating hours are
Yeah,
from,
right?
For the young master.
and my operating
I've got a
hours.
train route for
I
you.
like them young.
Oh God. Oh, God. Just to be clear, it says none of that.
No, it does
Great.
not.
Okay. I thought they were trying to beat Val for the creepiest people in the town.
No. Uh-uh.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, I'm gonna give Joseph my I'll ask the dirty dishes. Where do they?
Oh, you can just leave them. I'll grab them on your way out.
Right. Thank you again for all of your kindness, Joseph. I
Of course.
will see you later today.
Indeed. Enjoy your day, everyone. He just begins collecting. He does the thing first. Good morning. Good morning. Gathers the
Slightly
plates.
bow.
Mm-hmm.
I think I got it.
Gathers everything.
You did very well. I'll pull a chair out for Dandelion.
Hop down.
Very good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, I would like to get to the bog before the day gets too long. This way we have ample time to have our performer friends return and get ready for their show this evening.
What time is the show this evening?
Someday.
Let me check my sleeve. Pulls out a balloon.
Like a playbill in there.
It's in your subway.
Business cards.
Yeah. Make sure I grab my backpack and start walking out.
Sure.
Rucksack over my shoulder.
Everybody good to head to the bog?
Indeed.
All right.
Walking.
Sure.
Got my mage
balloon.
hand pulling.
Pulling Bog the frog, the toad, behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you guys make your way through the town square. You see some people mulling about. You see Nolan chatting with a few townsfolk.
Does he still have the bird on his shoulder?
He does, yes, and his son is next to him.
Marcus, there's something weird about that bird.
What do you mean?
It's just sitting on his shoulder.
Yes, I think it's well trained.
I haven't seen it do anything.
It's moved its head. Sure that it is a very well-trained companion.
Just like glaring at the bird.
Okay. Yeah, it's not looking at you. It's looking at the people that he's speaking to. So you guys make your way through the rest of the town square, back up and past Flitter Farms as you make your way up to the fields and to the edge of the bog. And you can see the small markings with the 2 dot eyes on the bottom of the trees as you approach this thick tree line and musty area.
Yeah.
Following the markings back?
Yeah.
All right. You guys make your way back through the bog. Again, the further in you get, the darker it gets. And the sounds of the town fade away behind you as you step your way carefully over the roots and around this mossy area. Bog is still floating behind you.
Are we near where we found him?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna untie him and set him down.
He just ribbits and looks up at you.
You could say goodbye. Oh, handshake. Pat.
Pat.
Taps. Pat, pat. Tickle.
I'm just gonna pat him.
Damn it!
You pat him lightly on the head as he just kind of croaks lightly.
Get the chin, dude.
And then he
Good morning. Good morning.
You pat him on the head. He ribbits at you happily and then
Is he
hops
still
off.
tied to the balloon?
No, I'm
It's a red balloon off through the bog.
Good morning. He just floats through like a king.
Yeah, no, he hops
He is
off
the
and
bog god now.
just hops to a small stone and just sits there and begins ribbiting.
He looks happy to be home. It's a good thing you did, Dandelion.
I think he had a good time.
He enjoyed his vacation.
Yes.
Maybe we can pick him up another day and take him around a different town. I'm sure he would love it. Or bow at Bog the frog, the
Sure.
toad. Yeah.
Cool.
I'm gonna continue following my path here in the tree lining.
Sure. So you guys make your way through the rest of these trees. Again, careful to step over all of the roots and around the deeper watery areas in this flooded out bog. You again hear the sounds of animals and things in the forest around you. Some far off in the distant wolves and bears and things. Nothing of like weird rustling like you had heard before. Just general animal sounds. And you make your way back to this large stone circle on the ground. I'll describe what that looks like now since I didn't do it as much last time. It's a very mossy stone that looks to be extremely old. Can't really tell the exact age of it just because it's kind of run down by the fact that it's sitting in water. But it looks very old. And you can see on the top of it there are 5 square holes around the perimeter of it. And the grate itself looks to be much newer. It's a little bit rusted from the bog water that kind of or storm water that drips from the trees, but definitely much newer. As is the padlock.
Yeah, I'm gonna look down.
Sure.
See whether or not I can discern anything additional.
You see this ladder descending down as you see these like cobblestone-esque stones on the walls descend straight down into the darkness.
Pretty unorthodox for a well to have a ladder.
So is a well?
Yes.
I wonder if there's anything fun at the bottom.
There might be Bog's family.
I hope not. They're trapped.
They can climb.
There's a lock on it.
They could get through the great holes. It's a great
Stranger still for there to be a ladder in a
lock.
well that was abandoned because of flooding when this became a bog.
Indeed.
Yeah, the ladder looks pretty old as well. Newer than the stone, but older than the grate.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm gonna kneel down and test the padlock.
Sure. You lean down and kind of pull at it, and it's on there pretty good. It's, got a very thick bolt, I guess.
I'll pull out my maul.
Sure.
Pull out my boomerang.
I've never seen you do that, and that's quite concerning.
I've had this the whole time.
Just on your back? I've never noticed. I
I'm
guess
gonna
it's,
back up.
I guess it's the hair.
Sure.
I have this too, and I pull out a sling.
Didn't know you had either of those things. They're both very nice.
I was going out on my own. I had to be
Safe.
safe.
Yes, and those things will definitely keep you very safe. I'm just gonna look at my ball and then look at the boomerang. Different cultures.
Fourth,
Yes.
you need some help.
With the lock?
Mm-hmm.
Certainly. I was going to break it, but are you
Make it easier.
sure?
I'll firebolt the lock.
Sure. Yeah, you firebolt it, and you see as the edges of it begin to kind of like crackle lightly as the metal illuminates very lightly.
Swing away.
Have you been sketching while you're walking through the bog, or just kind of taking mental notes, or
Just
not?
not sketching. No. Just
Sure.
kind of just looking around.
Okay, sure.
Smash it?
Yep, make a strength check.
18 if it is a strength check.
You're good. Yeah, so you crack your mace and swing it down into this lock, and it shatters the side of the bolt where you contacted as the edges of where it shattered kind of slowly fade away from that slightly illuminated bit that it had previously. And you were able to remove it.
Good job.
Put them all back. Thank you. Kneel down and pull the lock and...
Yeah, you open this padlock and you creak open this old grate that kind of peels off to the right side of this well. You are able to get that open, and now you have this large open well in front of you with the ladder that's kind of stuck to the back wall, descending down into the darkness below.
Cool. And there is nothing that is giving ambient light down there, correct?
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull out a torch.
Sure.
Forgive me. Anyone able to, perchance light this?
Sure thing. And I'll light it.
Sure. Yeah,
Thank-
you ignite the torch as it bursts into flames around you, just casting a calming glow in the otherwise fairly dark wood.
Thank you. Cheers. I'm gonna start climbing down, holding the fucking torch and just descending with one hand.
Sure.
I'm gonna look up. What?
I can hold it for you.
You'll
Mage hand.
also need. Oh, sure. That is much easier. Thank you.
That way you have both hands.
Very good. Yeah.
Sure.
I'm gonna descend with two hands.
Everybody descending?
Is that well a tight fit for this man?
No,
in
it's
armor?
actually fairly
Pretty
large.
sizable.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's very sizable in comparison to like the smaller well that you had seen in the town. This is definitively a lot bigger.
Sure. I guess I'll wait for whoever's going second, and then I'll go after them.
Sure. So you're second with the torch, I assume. Then Shay.
After you.
I'll go. Yeah.
Sure. Then Twig. The two of you are both gesturing.
Go ahead.
I'll go.
Sure. And you follow up behind. As
I pull out a different padlock. See ya.
you tie the red balloon, and we're there. We've done it. So you make your way down this very old wooden ladder that kind of creaks under your weight. Not as if it's going to break, but just kind of showing its signs of age. The torch kind of illuminates this very slick, mossy wall that kind of grows on the side of the stone as you make your way down. The further down you get, it begins to get mustier and mustier smelling and very damp as you descend further into the darkness.
I'm gonna touch the moss.
Sure. Yeah, you reach out and touch this, and the moss itself is, fairly moist as moss is, and the stone on the wall is very slick.
It's like common moss.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, just normal moss.
I just like
Bog
moss.
moss. Scrape some, sure. Down.
When we get to the bottom, I'm gonna hand the torch back to Marcus.
Sure. You climb down about 60 feet, and you step off of the ladder and immediately are into about thigh-high water.
Uh-oh.
Step into thigh highs.
I feel so beautiful.
I'm
Very
assuming
good.
it's up to like. My,
Well,
like-
you're still on the ladder.
Oh.
Unless you're getting off into the water, that's up to you.
Onto Marcus's shoulders.
As a thigh
I would jump into the water. I'm not afraid.
Sure, yeah, you jump up and it goes a little bit up higher on you.
Why is everyone looking at me?
It's
I was
me.
like,
I'm on my way into the water.
Sure.
I mean,
Yeah,
is it literally just a conclusion, like a circular ending, or is there other shit?
So, yes, I'm going to describe that once we determined the...
Once we all get into this circular conclusion.
Yeah, I mean,
Sorry. Yeah, so you hold this torch and illuminate the area around you, and you see there is a large cracked area in the wall of this well above where the water sits that descends further into what appears to be some type of cave that you can see in front of you, the flame kind of loosely illuminating it.
How gross is this water?
It's pretty gross.
Like muddy? or
Yeah, it's a little bit muddy, and there's some again, like moss and grossness
But
on
not
there.
like-
It's not
Not like
shit water.
Yeah, like it doesn't stink or anything. Like
no, it's just like old water. Like it doesn't smell nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitively not like I wouldn't immediately determine like I'm gonna drink this. You know, it's
Sure.
it's gross.
Does it seem to be stagnant, or does it seem like it's been moved recently?
It's pretty stagnant. It's
Okay.
yeah, not like months or anything, but
Sure.
kind of matching up with those footprints that you saw outside. It's been about that time. It's been pretty stagnant for a bit of
Couple
time.
weeks or something like that.
Yeah.
And the cave area, does it seem like a natural cave that leads into the well, or does it seem like something that was put there?
So you can see that the wall itself has definitely been cracked open, but the cave walls looks to be natural in some parts and looks to have been kind of carved out in other areas as if it's been expanded from its original size.
Sure. Cracked.
Into the well or
Right,
cracked
yeah.
out from
Cracked.
the well?
Cracked through from this side into the cave?
Yes.
Or through from the cave into the well?
From the well into the cave.
Okay. How big's the hole?
It's 15 feet across.
Marcus's hole.
How big is the breaking in the wall?
That's what I mean.
That
It's-
is 15
it's
feet
the width
across.
of that entrance area.
Cool.
Yeah. Yep.
Cool.
All right. Once I climb down, I'll pull out a torch and light it as well.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna hold the torch into the opening.
Sure. Yeah, so we're going to take a quick break. I'm going to set up a map, and we'll be back momentarily, friends.
I should get a mini.
Mm-hmm.
What do you like about it?
Still, you'll get good.
Get good.
Get good.
Noob.
We're back, friends.
Oh,
Noob.
We are live again. Thank you for your patience and for waiting. Yeah, we're here for picking back up where we left off. You guys are right outside if you want to place your miniatures in that watery area right on the
pool of
edge of
water.
the map.
Mhm.
Yep.
Can you?
Can you put me at
Who's,
the very
who's
front?
leading the way?
Yeah,
Me.
I'm next to Dandelion there,
Mm-hmm.
because I came down third.
Mm-hmm.
made of shadow.
Oh my god.
Darkest night.
Shadow and flame.
I am here to steal a book.
Is that Yaluma?
Here to see a man about a book.
Yeah, so as you extend your torch into this room in front of you, my dimensions are off. I thought they were 3 by 3, so it's a 20-foot opening instead of
That's fine.
15. Yeah. Yeah, so it's a 20 by 20 room in front of you that seems to open up further in. You can see that there's no door. It's completely open. Cave walls that you can see definitive like chisel marks as areas of the ceiling have been widened, but a lot of it is natural formations of caves.
Mm-hmm.
You can see that there is a single barrel in the corner with its lid slightly ajar. Is the only thing like directly in front of you.
Dandelion,
Yes.
do you mind holding the torch once more?
I'll just take it with my actual hand this time.
Sure.
Thank you. You are my light in the darkness. And I'm going to step over towards the barrel.
Sure.
I'm going to push the lid off towards the cavern wall so this way it does not fall.
Sure. Yeah. You push it back towards the cavern wall and you peek inside.
Peek inside.
And you just see a very large coiled rope that looks to be well used. It's dirty in a couple spots.
Sure.
It's been definitively used, but it's a thick coiling of rope inside of the barrel.
I'm going to reach in
Sure.
and pull it out.
You have a rope. If you care to take it, you're welcome to leave it as well. But just a long rope.
Just going to unravel it and make sure there's nothing like on it in terms of like blood or other soilings.
No, just moss and kind of foresty type.
Toss it back
things. Sure. Yeah, you toss that back into the barrel.
Yeah.
Moving forward.
As we,
I mean,
as
yeah.
we go to move, I'm gonna grab your leotard and tug on it a little bit.
Nice.
I'm gonna bow gesture. I'm gonna keep bowing. When you bow, I'm gonna poke your head and give you advantage on stealth checks for the next hour.
Very cool.
Yeah. I'll start walking forward.
Sure.
I'm
So you
gonna
guys-
try to get out of this water as soon as possible.
Yep. Yeah. So you step up onto the area in front of you as you step up this wall, which is descending out of the water, and you make your way forward into this cave. The only light is coming from your torch. As you walk through, you can see that there are spots where torches sit that have clearly been used before and blown out. That are obviously not lit right now, but they're on the wall if you'd care to light them.
Am I tall enough to light them?
Yeah. So you light the 2 torches in this entranceway and light up the area immediately where you're standing. You make your way into the next large area, and you can see that there are on the ground several boot prints similar to the ones that you saw above, and drag marks along the bottom of the cavern floor that kind of obscure some of these footprints. In the corner, there is a large table with a few scraps of burnt paper. There's also a few pots, like planter pots, with a strange-looking wilted plant inside. You can also see a few empty vials and one that has just a little bit of something left in it, and another larger, like orb-shaped vial that has a thick, like viscous red liquid inside.
Are there more torches along the walls?
Yes. Yeah, there's a few. There's 2 over by this by the desk.
Yeah, I'm gonna wave my hand and light all the ones in that area.
Sure.
This is a
I'm
weird
gonna-
place to be in a well.
Go check out those vials.
Sure. Yeah, you make your way over to the vials. Also, for anybody that's looking at the space around as you illuminate the torches, if you'd like to make an investigation check for anybody that would care to look at the room itself.
Oh no.
I'll look around.
Yeah.
I'm really intrigued by these
Yeah,
vials.
absolutely.
Way worse than I thought. Oh, it's a 9.
Okay.
would be as quiet as I possibly can be.
Yep,
You said
absolutely.
investigation?
Mhm.
Yes.
16.
16.
I got a 19.
Sure. So in the center of the room, you see very faded chalk markings on the ground that appear to have been scribed into runic symbols around the room. And we'll use this fun toy. Thank you, Lawrence. You'd like to set that in the direct center of the room.
Oh God.
Party.
Yeah.
I rolled a
Someone was
dirty
drawing
20
in
on
here.
stealth
Okay.
as
Yeah.
I'm heading over to.
Sure. Yeah. You creep over to this table. So you see in these.
Is that this table over here?
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Is anyone else moving?
I would move towards the runes. Yep.
And he steps on the runes, and he
yeah. I mean, I would've-
explodes. Take
Where's Marcus?
200 force damage. as
I
you
rolled
are
a 6 on the
vaulted into
investigation.
ceiling of the
I'm
cave.
walking forward. I would walk onto the fucking runes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Nothing happens. They're not completed runes. You can just see the faint outlines of the markings. I'm just using that to demonstrate,
Yeah.
and also because it's just fucking cool, and I wanted to use it. Yeah, you don't see them, and you watch Marcus step onto these faint chalk markings on the ground.
Someone was drawing
Careful.
in here.
Careful.
There's a drawing on the ground.
Oh.
Under the water? Or is it no water in here?
No
Is
water in
no
here.
water?
Yeah, this is up above the water line.
Shall I perform an Arcana check?
Sure.
Why are they bad? 11.
So you would know that these symbols appear to be. Where is this? Sorry. Transmutation and enchantment symbols.
All right.
I'll touch
It's- Okay, sure. Yeah, it just appears to just be like a white chalk, very similar to Mr. Pigeon's kind of makeup-y stuff. So you make your way over to this table. Are you looking at the pots first or the vials?
The vials.
Sure. So you see there's a few that are empty and have like remnants of things on the inside of the vials. The one that has like a dram of something left in it, and then the larger one. If you can make a nature check for me. Or survival, whichever is better for you. They both would fit into the same realm.
Just a 5.
Okay. You do not recognize what this liquid that has a dram of it left in it. The other one you pick up and turn it aside, the orb-shaped one, and it's very thick, almost like molasses, but it's like a blood red color.
Are these stoppered?
Yes. Yes, they are.
All of them are.
Yeah, some of the ones that are empty are not stoppered.
Sure.
Most of them are.
Are there
but-
stoppers nearby?
Yes.
I'm gonna put a stopper in each of the, even the empty ones, because you said they have like
Yeah,
stuff
remnants
crusted
of
into
stuff in
them
it.
or
Yep.
whatever. I'm gonna
Yep. Tuck them all into your
gather
pack.
into those.
Sure. Yeah, the other things that's on this table is some scraps of paper. One larger piece of paper that looks to be very kind of damp in areas.
Is
And
there
these plant
anything
pots.
written on the paper?
Yes. So the areas that you cannot read because of the wetness kind of messing up the ink, I just use ... So you're not getting a complete... it looks to have been ripped out of a journal of some kind.
You mean you didn't personally age the paper and write the whole thing and then splash out some of the...
Unfortunately not.
Tisk, tisk,
I know.
tisk.
I was gonna do that, but I wasn't sure if like I would just destroy the paper if I submitted it in, if I just put it in water.
After reading this, I'm gonna look around at the other stuff on this table.
Sure.
So there were pots and things.
Yeah, so you see a few pots of dirt that have a few wilted, shriveled saplings that look to be like oak saplings. You would recognize them of, but something very, very wrong with them. These don't look like oak saplings that you have seen before. They're extremely withered and dark.
Similar to the vines that I collected off of those creatures the other day?
Yes.
Yesterday?
Yes. Yeah, not the same, but similar, yes.
A similar sort of, like, rotting
Yes.
sort of component to them.
Yes, indeed.
Make my way way up here.
Okay. Yeah, so you
You
see...
need the way.
Is there any light up here?
No, there's one torch on the wall that Ren would have lit in his swiping of that side.
Mm-hmm.
So you see a large sort of cage in front of you that has the bars have been kind of wedged and dug into the rock on either side. There's a large door that has been ripped off of its hinges and is hanging sideways. Inside you see a few scraps of plant matter scattered across the ground.
But there's no light sources in there.
No.
Yeah. I'll look back towards Dandelion. Do you mind delivering me that torch?
Mage hand it.
Yeah.
Over.
Is there anything over there?
An empty cage, it seems.
There's some sort of note here. Looks like somebody was experimenting with something. Something about a creeper?
Creeper.
Yes. Not entirely sure what it means. It says that it continues to grow. Seems like it might be related to whatever those things were in the bog.
To the door.
Okay.
Are these are like crates and stuff?
Yes, in that back area.
So as he's walking, I'm going to light any torches on this side.
There are no torches on that back side.
Okay.
Yeah, you can tell that that area is not lit.
Can we
like
see
the
with
rest of this is.
with dark vision in this area?
Yes, it's
Do I have
but the light will be cast across that room will be dim, so it's hard to see, but you can see a little bit over there. Yeah,
Okay. I'm going to walk in that direction.
Me
Sure.
too.
you're gonna make
I'm
your
not-
way that way.
I'm not walking. I'm running.
Sure. Yeah, so you start
Oh, no.
sprinting that direction
How far?
while the rest of this is going on. Marcus, you creak open this door and step inside.
I'm gonna get
And you look around and you don't see anything else aside from these, some plant matter very similar in nature to the vines that you had fought the day prior.
What are you two doing?
I just kind of want to sneak on this way. I'm going to stay, like, against the wall. Like I said, just sneaking, being as quiet as possible.
Sure.
I'll go this way when I see her go that way.
Sure.
The escape. I'm gonna pass this to you as you approach.
Okay.
Not that you reading anything will be helpful.
Are the? I want to try to open like anything.
Sure, so
In here.
I'm going to let
Yeah.
that resolve first and see if anything happens, and then we'll
Mhm.
cut to you making your way to that room.
Come on, get to this. Where's the screaming one? Ooh.
Just look.
Oh yeah, no, I mean,
Yeah,
I'll
okay,
reach
sure.
over and yeah, you're
Okay.
free to move
Yeah.
on. My bad.
Sure.
Mute man's not gonna just
Yeah.
not be mute.
Fair. Yeah, so as you make your
yelling.
way over, you hear a plopping sound next to you behind that barrel, and the rest of you hear this sound behind her. Some rustling comes from inside this room. And you see, Dandelion in front of you, you see two small twig-like figures, if you can place both of them inside that little room. I'm using goblins because we don't have,
We don't have tree creatures.
well, we do, but they're
A big
little
one.
big. No, sorry, in the room that Dandelion is in front of.
Oh, I
Right.
thought you said behind her.
This thing is going there.
Okay, so this is in front of her.
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah, they come out from those barrels.
cool.
And this falls from the ceiling in between that crate and that thing.
Cool.
This is good.
Oh
This
my
is
god,
fine.
is
It's gonna
it
be
that
fine.
big?
Yeah.
Yes. And you see a very large swirling of vines as this thing begins to kind of creep slowly towards you, and these little twig things dance aggressively towards Dandelion, and we're going to roll initiative.
Is it attempting to be stealthy or no?
No.
As I say, should we roll too? I
Yeah,
guess?
no, everyone
Okay.
hears this loud...
Yeah, you said
squelch.
everybody heard this drop.
Yes.
Sorry, friends.
Why are you sorry?
Starting.
I mean, I was going to
this
go
is
over
the
there
second-
if you
Yo,
didn't.
I try to go that way because I figured the fuck cage is where the shit's gonna be. I'll put myself in the fuck cage and close the door.
Nope, they got it.
Yeah, same thought.
Welcome me.
Yeah, certainly it's in the fuck cage.
Yeah.
It's in the
Got 'em.
box.
You always think it's in the fuck cage and it never
It's
is.
never in the fuck cage when
Yeah,
you think
they
it's
broke
there.
out
Oh,
of the
That's
fuck cage.
I was gonna ask. Oh, that door just swings right open.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, 15 to 20.
22.
22. Woo! All right.
Yes.
Which one of you wants to go first?
You
can.
will go first.
Okay, Mr. Pigeon, Shay. All right. 10 to 15.
12.
13. Ooh.
I got 10.
Okay.
Let me get one of those whiteboards, actually. Anyone else?
I got one. Thank you, though.
Uh, 5 to 10.
6.
All right.
Do you miss your
That's a
outrageous initiative bonus?
Do I miss my incredibly overpowered min-max characters? No! Not at all. Fuck!
all right, so top of the round, Mr.
Nonsense.
Pigeon.
No dex based
All right.
bullshit.
How do we describe what I'm doing?
Fucking it up.
Yeah, I guess. So I'll. As that thing drops in and I
Okay.
pull out my sickles, a second copy of me is going to appear next to me,
Nice.
and that is going to run toward that thing, and I am as well. But I'm going to put it. I guess I'll just use like a big one of these guys. This will be my.
Duplicate?
Yeah, so I'll run my duplicate up there, and I'll go this way. And a bit like on the corner, I guess.
Oh my God,
On the other
you're
side of the box.
You're scarier than the thing in front of me.
Just go ahead.
What
and
do I
not-
hurt?
Which one do I help?
This monster is clearly here to free me.
Actually, there's no sense in not standing on these, because that's fine. I'll put my duplicate on there.
Yeah, we have a duplicate.
Oh, great. That's unsettling. It's better than a die.
Oh, that's,
Yeah, it's kind of spookier, but that's fine.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, that will be my turn.
All right. Shay, your turn.
My turn. Okay, so you just got up in there with your duplicate,
Mm-hmm.
and didn't do anything to it yet.
Mm-mm.
I guess. Does it seem like this thing has noticed me?
Not you specifically. It's looking at the thing right in front of it.
It's looking at the duplicate?
Yes.
Say me, right?
It knows you're there, but
The
it's,
ring right
it's
in front
staring at
of
the thing. Yeah.
Young master. I guess I'll. Alright, I'm gonna use a bonus action to attempt to hide.
Okay.
So. No. It's a 16 on stealth.
Okay. That is a natural one. It has no idea where you are.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't.
Because my illusion's doing party tricks. Just dancing back and forth.
Oh yeah.
Blech.
Go ahead and make your attack.
Do the thing. Of course, nat one.
Oh.
Yeah, so you stab into this.
I'd have advantage because it doesn't
Yes,
see
you
me.
would, right? Yep. That's right.
At 20.
Yeah.
It's so much better.
It's a lot better.
Oh.
It's
It's
significantly
100%
better.
better.
Thank you, advantage.
Yeah, you creep up silently next to this thing and slash forward with your dagger.
That's a crit.
No, short sword.
Oh, short sword. Sorry.
We're doing cap and roll.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So 17.
Yeah, you stab into this large mass of vines as you, cut through some of these things as some of this kind of plant matter falls to the ground in front of it. And next up is one of these little guys back there that is going to attack Dandelion.
Little guy one.
Yeah, it's going to move up to you
Uh-uh.
and kind of like dance weirdly towards you. This small mass of
gonna
twigs.
Does a jig.
Yeah.
A friend?
That is a 10, so definitely not. So
Nah.
it swings towards you, and you just kind of duck under it.
It's dancing, and I'm
Yeah.
also dancing.
You're dancing. The next one is also going to move up towards you and attempt to do the same thing.
Knuckle garland.
That's better, 19.
Yeah, it's gonna hit.
You take 3 points of piercing damage as this claws into you with a mass of twigs.
Ouch.
Next up, Dandelion.
I'm gonna use my bonus action to cast Hex on the one that just hit me.
Okay.
And then for my action, I'm going to use Eldritch Blast
Very good.
on this one and attempt to just explode right in its face.
Sure.
Dirty 20.
Yep, that hits.
$14 points of damage.
Okay.
Hex.
Yep, and then an additional 3 points of necrotic damage.
Yeah, it explodes in front of you. This small mass of twigs, you just reach out and kind of like smile mischievously and put your hands together, and it just explodes in front of you as the energy rips it apart.
I don't know if I'm smiling.
No?
These things just like popped up in front of me.
Fair.
I'm pretty startled.
Yeah, you blow it to smithereens. Next up, Rin.
All right. So immediately I'm going to use my bonus action to Blade Song, and I will step back here,
Okay,
draw my weapon, and firebolt.
sure. You draw your weapon and you throw fire into the center mass of this thing.
17.
That hits.
All right. Two.
Okay. Yeah, you strike into this thing as some of these vines smolder briefly before going out due to the dampness, and you see there's like a small charred marking in the center mass of this thing. Twig.
I'd like to run up there. I'd like to use my rapier, sort of slash him.
Okay.
That's a nat 20.
That will hit.
Yeah, baby. Putting in that work.
Goodness.
Within 5 feet, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's 12 damage.
All right.
Plus
yeah,
the cap dies.
cap each die.
Oh.
So it's another
12 plus
yeah.
8 plus 6. 26.
Okay.
How's it looking?
How's this guy's day?
It's still okay.
Oh.
Sorry, I gotta
I'm not happy anymore.
Target acquired.
He just runs
his
away.
time,
We've had two
his
fucking
time goes to
rogue
get more
crits on it.
minis.
While we're here, let's just talk about how good that camera looks. Oh my god.
Right.
Quality
That
camera
looks
work.
really cool.
That's crisp.
Being able to see the pink detail on this old Lil Gerblin's fucking clothes
Is really cool.
is signs of good camera
that
quality.
lighting.
So
What
is
did
that
you-
as that twig?
Is that a fucking
I'm
troll?
just using it because it's green.
Don?
So is that twig?
Don!
It's fine.
It's a troll!
It's fine.
Fine!
It's not actually a troll. It's just green.
I'll murder a troll.
put it
You
in the
put
fuck
this
cage.
shit right here. Put him in the fuck cage with me. What are you doing?
Is as the twig blight explodes. The,
Over here?
Yes, but in front of you now, the plant matter that was on the ground animates into one of these large things.
Oh no.
Into one of the bigger shambling mound type things?
No, into one of the things that you fought the other day.
One of the creeper bitches.
Yes. The
Fine.
Vine Boys.
But really, it's a troll.
Yeah, it's a troll.
I'll fuck up a troll right now. You put a troll in front of us. I will disengage and run
Shape
away.
of.
Don't they regen?
The fuck cage!
Can somebody zoom the camera out, possibly?
I'll do.
I
You know how
cannot.
to twist the thing and then refocus it.
I'll 100% mess it up.
Yeah.
Nope.
It is one of those two dials. Oh, other way. There you go.
That's
That's
fine.
good. And then just refocus with the shutter button.
Shutter button.
Yep. Just half press that front button there.
Oh, it's on automatic.
That front button there, just half press
Oh,
that.
this one.
Yeah. There you go. Perfect.
Oh,
Thank you.
boom.
Okay.
Yeah, this troll's in here with me.
Yes.
You're stuck in here with me.
Yeah. Okay. So this large mass of vines in front of all of you is going to attempt to bite at who's in front of it. We have unseen. Well, Shay.
We have an illusion, me, and Twig.
Twig. Okay.
Twig only
Two.
did about twice the amount of damage as everybody else.
Yeah, my Legion got there first. Twig just ruined his life.
Fair enough.
I mean, we both crit.
Yeah.
so
No. Absolutely.
I'd imagine it's between one of us.
Yes. So I'm gonna
I'm pretty
evens and odds between the two of you. Lawrence will be odds. Twig, you'll be evens. That is a 1. So that is going to turn towards Shay and bite at you.
With its
It
vine
has
teeth.
teeth?
Yes.
That's so horrifying.
Yep.
So does it
Are they
doesn't
like-
look like that. It looks like something else.
Yeah. It's
Can
like
you
a.
describe it for me?
Sure. Yeah. 1 second. Sorry.
Is like
What do you wanna get in
thorn.
the
Before I die, I want to
Yeah.
know what I'm looking at.
Yeah. Oh my god!
My eyes.
Just visualizing that
My
cursed Pinocchio
special
thing.
eyes.
Does it look like cursed Pinocchio? Yeah.
Oh,
What? Why?
And
Listen,
my last thoughts were,
I'll-
I bet that's where the teeth marks came from.
I'll send it in the Discord later.
So it's like it's very similar to those the vine creatures that you fought the other day, but just much
It's
larger.
bigger.
Yeah, and the whole front of it is just like a gaping maw. Like there's no humanoid figure to this. It just looks like a plant at first glance. It's just like a big mound.
A big, angry, toothed plant.
Yes.
Do you have a picture of it?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's gonna
Tooth Daddy.
bite at you with its teeth, Daddy.
That was not it. It's gonna bite.
Is it 24 to hit?
Yeah.
Nah.
No, dude, no. We're level 2. What the
I'm
fuck
fine.
are you talking about? 24 to hit.
You take 6 points of piercing damage.
Sure. I don't know if I should be more concerned that it was a 24 to hit or that it wasn't a natural 20 and it was a 24.
Fair. Or 23, not 24. But either way.
Same deal.
Yeah, same deal.
Oh no, then no.
No, that 1 point. Never mind. I'm not worried anymore. Totally fine.
And then let's see who it's going to attack now. It is now going to attack Twig and try to grab you with its vines. So it bites towards you and then shoots its vines out of its body towards you. That is a 15 to hit.
Yes.
For 3 points of bludgeoning damage, please make a Constitution saving throw.
14.
Okay, you're good. So you watch as like purple ooze drips from this vine as it rips towards you, and you just you get hit by it, but you manage to dodge enough where it barely scrapes against you, this purple stuff, and you just brush that off of you. Okay, Marcus.
Cool. This thing is fully formed in front of me?
It is, yes.
Cool. I am going to pull out my hammer, my beautiful, beautiful mace, and I'm going to...
Deliver justice.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to use a bonus action and cast Wrathful Smite,
Sure.
and then I'm going to fucking smack this thing in the face. It's an 18 on the die.
Yep, that hits.
Fantastic. Make a wisdom save.
10. Not very wise.
So that is 10 bludgeoning damage, and you're now afraid of me.
Great.
You're frightened of me for the next minute unless you break my concentration.
Okay. And you got it trapped in the fuck cage.
Yeah, I'm gonna, with my other hand, close the door behind me. Like, not look at it. I'm maintaining eye contact with this fucking thing, and it's Fuckstown. I'm gonna slide over here, shut this shit in.
That's so intimidating.
What the fuck is up, buddy? That's my turn.
Okay.
Got you for 3 minutes.
I got you for 1 minute, buddy. Yeah?
All right.
I also get to deal additional psychic damage. Forgive me.
I was about to ask.
3 psychic damage as well.
It sounded low for being 2 die.
Very good. So it being frightened, it has disadvantage on attacks? Okay.
As long as it is within my sight.
Yeah,
It's not going anywhere.
It's the vines are vibrating.
It's shook.
As it starts shaking, and it is going to attempt to hit you with its vines. That is a 16.
Yeah, 16 hits.
Okay.
I would also make sure that I stay in front of the door because it can't move closer to me. So in my eyes,
Right.
as long as I'm in front of the
Yeah,
door,
it
it
cannot
can't get
out.
beyond me.
All right. You take
good.
5 points of bludgeoning damage, and please make a strength saving throw.
Cool. So 11 on my concentration check. I maintain concentration. Strength save.
Yes.
12.
Okay. Yeah. So these vines, as they did the day before, start to wrap around you and try to constrict you, and you just flex and crack these vines off of you.
I like this.
Welcome to the fuck cage,
This is my cage, brother.
brother.
Welcome to the fuck cage, brother. Back to the top of the order, Mr.
They
Pigeon.
called me for the 4th,
right.
but I finished first.
I'm gonna try to climb on top of that box.
Climb on the box, Mike.
The vines just like grab its face. Oh my!
And just blush. Woo!
Roses start boiling.
It's not frightened anymore.
New one.
It is charmed.
Speaking of grabbing faces, my illusion is gonna grab this thing's face,
Okay.
and I'm gonna roll with advantage on inflict wound. That's terrible. Does a 9 hit?
Oh my god.
No, it does not.
No, I wouldn't think so. Okay, yeah, then that's not going to hit. And my bonus action will. I saw that it hurt Twig. No, I guess my bonus action has to be to then move. I'm just gonna. Actually, I shouldn't move the illusion at all. Yeah, I will use my bonus action to heal Twig
Okay.
for 6 health.
Very good. All right. Shay, your turn.
Also, real quick, the thing in front of me does not have teeth.
No.
Right? Cool.
Nope, it's just a mass of vines that are in a vaguely humanoid shape.
And
Very
roses.
good.
Yeah, and the roses. Just two, like where the eyes would be, just two roses just blowing.
Rosy cheeks, man. We had it. Just 2 here and just 2 right on the ass. Turn around, buddy.
I'm going to try and hit it. I rolled a 6 to hit. I'm assuming that won't hit.
6 will not hit.
And then I'm going to bonus action disengage.
You got it. Stepping back.
Checking out the fuck cage.
Looking over here at the fuck cage.
Yeah, you
going
just
on?
see Marcus just holding the maul, like cracking it into the ground as this
That
thing
is
just
fucked.
rotates. Yeah. Okay. The smaller little twig thing in front of you is going to try to grab at you with its little twig hands. That is a 19 to hit.
That will hit.
All right. That is 3 points of piercing damage
Ouch.
as it scratches into you. And next up is Dandelion.
I'm gonna use my bonus action to move my hex onto this guy
Mhm.
now. I forgot to specify, but with hex, it gets a
Ability check.
Yeah, ability check. So
Yep.
that's gonna be wisdom.
Okay.
And I'm going to once again cast Eldritch Blast because warlocks.
Very
Mhm.
good.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the lock life.
No.
Lock life.
12.
12
guy?
does not hit.
No.
Yeah, so you rocket a blast of energy past this thing's head as it strikes into the wall and just kind of like cracks one of these barrels that's sitting there, and liquid starts to flow out onto the ground. All right, next up is Rin.
All right, I will approach this thing. Ooh, I guess that's melee range, sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I will split my blade and make a melee attack.
Very good.
That's a natural 1.
Oh no.
Where's it
It's been
go?
a roller coaster.
Okay, so you split your blades and start to swing towards this thing, and as you do, you give yourself a little bit too much momentum, and you swing towards Mr. Pigeon's illusion, and I'm going to have you fall prone because there is nothing physically there, so your momentum just carries you right next to him. Yep. Great.
Like through my illusion, you're saying?
The
Or-
blades go through it, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I should have enough movement to get up?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you've not used half yet,
Yep.
then you should have enough to
Yeah,
get back
so
up.
I can get up and then I'll make my second attack.
Mm-hmm.
Please not 20. Huh. A dirty 20.
Yep, that hits.
All right.
You have 2 swords?
Mm-hmm. And 3 for the second sword.
Cool.
No longer prone. And that'll be my turn.
All right. Next up, Twig.
Yeah, again, is my rapier. I'm gonna like jump and stab at it.
Sure.
And,
You hopping onto the barrel?
Barrel.
Yeah, I'd like to
We can
land
get-
onto the
Very good.
barrel.
Yeah, and you stab into the
Fucking
upper mass of this
Back
thing.
of its neck.
19.
That hits.
Six damage.
Okay. Yeah, so you hop up onto this barrel and stab
roll
into the large
terribly?
mass of this thing,
Did you roll terribly? Oh, rip.
and it just loudly as you crack into the big, large vine mass.
I hate it.
Same. All right. Next up is this large vine thing that is going to see Rin directly in front of it, having tripped through this illusion, and it is going to attempt to grab you with its vines. That is a 16.
No.
Okay. Yes, you dodge these vines as they like shoot over your head and pull back, missing you. And it's going to use its multi-attack and it's going to bite you.
Oh, wonderful.
Nope, that will hit. That won't hit. Sorry, that's a 9. All right, Marcus, you're up.
Cool. I'm gonna pick my hammer right back up and just hold it to the side and just beckon at this thing. I'm ready my action.
Okay.
I'm done.
Sure.
Cool.
Yep. Very good.
Let the chess game begin, Don.
Okay.
You can't move away.
I can't. So it's going to attempt to hit you.
Very good. I'm going to use my reaction and trigger my ready to action.
Yep.
When it targets me, I will strike it in the knees with my maul.
Very good.
You can resolve your thing first, Don.
Nope, that's a 2, so definitely not.
Good. You have disadvantage anyway. I want you to that one.
4.
Fuck. Cool. Uh, 24 is the higher of the two rolls. The lower of the two rolls is a 9. Does the lower also hit?
The 9 does not hit.
9 does not hit. Cool. So 24 does hit.
Mm-hmm.
For 9 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. This thing's looking toasty.
Looking toasty, you say?
It's not looking good.
I'm gonna keep my other spell slot.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm good.
Very good. Back to the top of the order, Mr. Pigeon.
All right, I am gonna have my illusion point at this thing and have it make a wisdom save for me.
All right. That is a 3.
That's not it. All right, so it's gonna hear those sweet bells as it takes 4 necrotic damage? Question mark? 4 necrotic damage.
Sure. Toll the horns.
Yup.
As
Yeah,
it
just
just
kidding.
hears,
Here's
it hears
pigeon-
clown
pigeon
horns,
coos.
yeah, pigeon coos and clown horns floating around its head, horrifying it, and it is bloodied. Okay, Shay, you are up.
He looks like he has that handled. Bonus action hide. That's I think it's a 13. I'm also around the corner from the thing that I'm about to go hit.
Yep, that's a 12, so it does not notice you.
Stab. With advantage. That's at least 21 to hit, not including anything for flanking.
Yep, that hits.
Okay. For 5 damage.
Okay.
Because I rolled 1 on both of those die.
Rip. Is that what Autumn did?
Real cool.
Did you roll double ones on yours too?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
I thought it was a
The
7.
2 crits, the 2 ones. I guess it evens out.
Yeah, you strike forward into this thing from behind this barrel with your short sword and hack off another mass of vines as it roars angrily at you. Next up is this small little twig thing in front of...
Dandelion.
From
I love how you're doing it. The little goblin just rock a bopper.
That is going to be a 9, which most certainly does not hit. So it swings as it just kind of dances around again, and you continue to dance with it. And it's now
Is this
your
like
turn.
You know the stick bug? The dancing
Not
stick
like
bug?
that. No, it's kind of like Paul knows the little twig thing from WoW, where where we ran around and hunted
Oh my
John for a
God.
while. They're
Yes.
little creepy, just massive twigs that are kind of like dancing.
So it's not
back
as
and
cute as
forth.
I'm
It's not
imagining.
very cute. No, it's really spindly and kind of horrible.
Okay. So I'm going to attack it with a good old Eldritch Blast.
Very good.
I'm assuming 21 hits.
It does indeed.
No, that's not very high.
It's dead. She capped on the Eldritch Blast.
Yeah,
It's
you
So
you
14.
explode it, and it in a mass of twigs as they just explode, crack into the walls, and fall to the ground.
And then I'm going to use my bonus action to move my hex
To the
over
big
to this
boy.
guy. So he has disadvantage on wisdom saving throw.
You got it. All right, next up
Ability
is
check, not saves.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Delayed checks.
next up is Rin.
All right, I'm going to attempt to steady myself and attack again.
Go ahead.
Good God. So 16 plus 5. I'm assuming that hits.
Yes, it does.
Ooh, that'll be 9 damage.
Okay.
And then I'll attack my offhand. Why? 7. 2.
7 does not hit.
Almost 1.
So good.
Yeah, so you strike into this thing with your one blade and swing the second one at it, and as you hack into the vines, the second one swings through and misses completely.
And I will end my turn.
All right, next up, Twig. From atop the barrel.
I like that the circus folk just decided to climb on things.
Yeah, there was no other way.
Gotta get on top of stuff.
Yep. I'm gonna stay in the same spot. And again, with my rapier. Nope. 10. On the hit.
10 does not hit. All right,
Are
next
we
up.
using any sort of flanking bonuses?
Oh, yeah, that's right. So that would add... I can't see how many people are around.
It's
it.
3/4 flanking,
so
so
many.
it's +5.
Yes, so that hits.
It does? Okay.
Oh,
Yes.
There you go.
Damn, I still miss.
Hmm?
I said, damn, I still miss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did too. On that, like 4 I rolled or whatever.
13 damage.
Okay. It is looking real bad. Next up is this thing's turn. It is going to attempt to attack Rin again
Lovely.
with its vines. That is a... Nope, that's a 13, so that will miss. It's going to attempt to bite at you again with its large gaping maw. Nope, that is also a 13. So you dip and dodge back and forth, rolling terribly. Okay, Marcus in the fuck cave.
I'm gonna pull my hammer back again and just smile at it and beckon,
Yep,
and I'm gonna ready my action, Don.
it's going to try.
I'm going to do the same thing.
16, which does not hit, right? Or it does?
16 would hit. Are you still rolling with disadvantage? You
right.
are frightened of me.
No, so 8.
Good.
So, nope. The roses start to wilt a little bit.
I know. That is a dirty 20 and a natural 1, so lower of the 2 rolls will not hit, but we'll toss in the old 9 bludgeoning damage again.
Yeah, you just smash this thing to pieces as this once again like a mummy unraveling. The vines just to the ground.
I'm just gonna look at it. Worthless. I'm gonna kick at it.
Very good.
Fuck out of here.
Back to the top of the order, Mr. Pigeon.
Alright, I'm gonna try and take some sickle attacks at this guy.
Fucking
You
clown
got
on him.
Alright, first one's a
Clown on
dirty
this
20.
printer.
Yep.
And then with the offhand one, another dirty 20.
Yeah, both will hit.
Alright, and what do I got there? So that'll be for the first attack for 7, and the second for 6.
Yeah, describe how you obliterate this large vine monster.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing a little theatrical twirl with the sickles as I dig them into the back of it and just try and rip vines out.
Sure. Yeah, you see Mr. Pigeon atop this crate just flip the sickles in his hand and twirl around and just dismantle this thing in front of you as it collapses in a heap to the ground. And you've killed all the things in this room.
I'm gonna sit down on the floor.
Sure.
I think Dandelion's gonna panic a little bit and move her hex onto Twig.
Sure.
And then drop it.
I'm gonna lay on hands on myself and go back to full.
Very good.
Alright. Just step back out.
Mm-hmm.
We should probably burn that, if at all possible.
I'll pick up the torch behind me.
Mm-hmm.
Just throw it on it.
Sure. You pick up the torch and you toss it onto this thing as it just... Sorry,
Oh.
what were you going to do?
No, let that conclude.
Okay.
Like whatever you were doing.
Say yours first, because that'll be the last thing.
Well, I just wanted to know what was oozing out of the barrel.
Oh, sure. So you would recognize that as ale.
Would I recognize
That's
that
the
as
good
ale?
ale.
Yeah. From you having seen it in the tavern, you would recognize that liquid as ale coming out of that back barrel.
Okay.
So as you throw this torch onto this thing and it slowly ignites, casting a warm, eerie glow across this very dank cave, we will pick it up there next week.
Right. Yay.
Well, friends, thank you very much for watching tonight. I hope you enjoyed the episode. We'll be live again on Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time for the Veiled Forests of Orvigo, and then again on Tuesday at 7 o'clock for the City of Oshwamp. So make sure, if you're new here, you follow us. You can find us again. We play D&D 3 times a week. You can go to our website, notgreatrpg.com. We have links to all of our text recaps for the episodes. We have VODs. They get turned into a podcast. We have coupons for a bunch of different tabletop companies and things, so please go check that out. Thank you guys very much for watching, and we will see you next time. Good night, friends.
Good night.
Farewell.